Yo, weirdo, bro.
All right, we're live.
It's cool out now. If we want to have,
That's in rad.
yeah, if we want to have windows open.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, you want me to open the window or?
Yeah.
Do you want me to open this window? Is it humid or is it?
I don't think so. I think it's. I mean, we can.
You were outside. Is it humid?
No, it's not humid. No, it's like.
Sorry,
it's like
everybody.
chilly.
Sorry, Mom Brain's pulling a last minute change
74%
right when we go live.
So it's pretty good.
If you get chilly, you can close it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll go crack the door after we're.
Crack the door.
Hey, girl.
All right.
Ooh, she's looking real serious. Licking them chops.
Let's do this. Get the fart out of here.
Oh my goodness.
3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast. Webisode 384. The Regieleki Podcast?
Yeah.
Regieleki Podcast?
Mr. Rossetti podcast.
Let's go with Regieleki. Mom Brain, you want to tell us about Regieleki, please?
Is this named after Reggie?
Mega doo-doo.
My anus wedgie. Regieleki hi, Mecha Heiny ho.
Yeah, I would say Regieleki. This Pokemon is a cluster of electrical energy. It's said that removing the rings on Regieleki's body will unleash the Pokemon's latent power.
Isn't
You wanna
Regieleki
know what
You go
happens?
first.
Thank you. You want to know what happens when a Regieleki gets struck by lightning? Same thing
as
that
every-
happens to everything else.
Did you see
Woo!
David Hayter talking about that?
I don't think so.
So David Hayter, voice of Solid Snake, former voice of Solid Snake, is
Colonel.
also a writer in Hollywood, and he was writing for that movie. And they asked him about that line, and they were like, he's like, I stand by the line because I really don't think it's a bad line, but there was something about the way Holly Berry read it that it just didn't come out right. And he's like, I agree. It sounds weird, but just written, it was fine. He's like, I don't know what it was. And I was like, yeah, sure. I guess
I know that actors can do different things with, the same material. So
Yeah.
there might be some credence there. And I do love David Hayter, so I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but that's a rough one. That's a real rough one. And the CGI couple that scene is so bad too, just like him dangling from his tongue. And it's anyways.
It's not the movie's finest moment. Let's say that.
Certainly not.
Mom Brain?
Forgive us, Mom Brain.
Oh, forgiven. They're 3 feet, almost 4 feet tall. Their weight is 319 pounds. If you're 3'11" and you're 300 pounds,
Worry, you're late on that. That guy's gone. Come on.
he's too woke, right?
That was months ago.
He's too woke.
I swear someone drove by my house yesterday blasting it. Swear to
Oh.
God.
yeah.
So in my town,
Richmond's
it's still-
north of Richmond. That's what we're all talking about here.
Your bag of fudge rounds. The gender's unknown, and the category is electron. Abilities include transistor, which powers up electric type moves. End of Pokemon section.
Thank you, Mom Brain. I appreciate it.
I am glad to be of assistance.
Mom Brain is here.
Sure am.
Deux is here.
Cuckoo.
Nicky Hill is not here. We speak his name.
speak your name.
Who knows when he will return? And same for Kirby. But you're stuck with us. Well, I was going to say us three, but that's not true. We have the one and only, my best friend from college days, Josh Grobot. How are you, Josh?
I'm here to grace you with my presence.
And
I'm
we're-
feeling so great. Thanks for asking.
We're thankful for it every time.
Hanging and banging.
Hanging and banging, baby. That's how we do it around here. Also, of course, a hello to George. How are you doing, my friend?
Buongiorno. Low hanging fruit and banging.
Oh. I like it, George. George, you always...
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Wow. All right. All right. You know what? I'm not even going to say anymore.
Let's not jinx this
that-
beautiful
yeah.
friendship.
Moving on.
Moving on. You're right. Moving on to the Discord. Hello, Alternates Liz and 10th Division and Sneaker Hacks and Giant Reggie Gecko Kitsune, who there's a question from today, I believe.
A big hello to my fans.
Brett Souza, Drake, Joe Shabadoo, Grantimus, A Cultist's Closet. Yes, Regieleki Podcast. Isn't that the name of the guy from Roseanne and Big Bang Theory?
Jonathan Leckie.
Jonathan Regieleki. Outlaws and Ice Dilbert and Vachi and whoever else I didn't see. I'll try and get you. Oh, I see. I was gonna say I see the rated R superstar Edge in the chat, but not Edge. It's the rated R superstar Adam Copeland.
That's
Can't
right.
say Edge anymore because now he's an AEW man. Speaking of wrestling, because I'll always do that. Tonight is Fastlane. Unbelievably excited. Last night's SmackDown, one of the best I've ever seen. It was a fantastic episode. Lots of big storyline developments, lots of great matches, lots of great moments. It was a great one. Very, 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 very excited for Fastlane. Read some potential spoilers for things that are going to happen from sources that are trustworthy. Very excited for both of them, but there's one in particular I'm very excited for you to see because it's not Jeff Hardy, but it's if it's true, it's someone you do like.
I mean, there's quite a few someones I like, but
It's a classic someone, but they're not like a retired legend or anything like
you
that.
know who I like?
Tell me about it.
Rhea effing Ripley.
Oh, Rhea
Oh,
Ripley
man.
will be there. Last night, I showed it to you first thing I did when I woke up because it was such a great moment. But anyway, that's enough wrestling talk. Fastlane tonight, 8 p.m. on Peacock. Thanks for joining
What
us
sound
live,
does a peacock
everybody.
make?
We don't need to talk about that.
You know, I met a kid the other day who told me that their favorite animal was a peacock. And
well, they're a horrible child.
I said to the kid, you know what the lady peacocks are called? And the kid didn't know. And so I had to lay that info on the kid. Rami, what is a lady peacock
A
called?
peahen.
Did you know that?
I did because of you guys, actually. I believe.
Yeah, because oddly enough, I hate peacocks, yet Mom Brain wants to talk about them all the time. Isn't that great?
Also,
Talk about trains too.
I'm fairly certain
Not afraid of trains.
we learned about aardwolves, not aardvarks, aardwolf. It's a real thing.
Huh.
They are freaky looking.
I gotta look this thing up.
Yeah, come up.
While Deux is doing that,
Pretty sure that's what they're called.
I would like to. Oh, well, first things first. I said there was going to be I said there was going to be a giveaway. It's not happening yet. Some more details need to be cleared, but I'm not going to leave you hanging on what it is. It is Gloomhaven. We are giving away Gloomhaven, but not just any version of Gloomhaven. The deluxe version of Gloomhaven. It will be free. That is true. You will get it for free.
Ooh.
So, tabletop fans or role-playing fans or turn-based fans, Gloomhaven, very well reviewed, very popular title. You'll have a chance to get it. How? I don't know, but you're going to get it for free, just as we said. And that's out of the way. I wanted to say
Ice
that-
Dilbert 6 says a group of peacocks is called an ostentation.
Is that true?
I don't know.
I also want to say that I have officially made good on what I said I would, and I have righted my wrong. I watched Attack on Titan, all caught up. I watched Only Murders in the Building, all caught up. And just last night, I finished The Bear Season 2, all caught up. So it is officially done. And
I've seen everything.
wow, that was perfect.
I know.
I think I'll be writing about The Bear on Patreon tonight for my Patreon post. But Deux, I don't know how you feel, but I think The Bear is one of the best shows I've ever seen in
Wow.
general. It's a top 10 show, easy, but what a, who knows what'll happen in future seasons, because Game of Thrones up to season 5, I was like, this is one of the best shows I've ever seen, and then it fell apart.
Right.
But season 2, of which there's only 2 seasons of The Bear, what an amazing show. Just the way it's written, the way it's shot, the acting, everything. It's unbelievable.
It's very very engrossing. It's easy to watch them quickly too, even though they're very intense. There's a lot of yelling, there's a lot of anxiety inducing
It is
scenes,
a very I don't know how to say. I want to say it's a very difficult watch, but not because it's bad, because it is very intense in some episodes and it does not let up. So
now
Nintendo says The Bear is amazing. I agree.
you watched quite a few episodes last night then, including the the fishes episode, the 7 fishes.
No,
or
I
whatever it
did
is?
that the night before.
Okay,
I
you
did
did.
like 5, 6, and 7 the night before, and then 8, 9, 10 last night. So,
Okay.
but yes, I did watch, as my cousin calls it, the episode. She kept asking, "Have you seen the episode?" And she said, "You'll know it when you see it." And I did see that episode, and it's a real tour de force for everybody. You're like, first things first. I was like, look at all these celebrities in this episode. You got, like, I don't want to spoil, but there's like 4 people who you haven't seen in the show before, and you're like, oh, look at who's popping up here. And yes, that episode, that's a very, very intense episode, followed by what has to be my favorite episode of the whole show, the one with cousin, whatever his name.
Richie,
Yeah, that one. Oh man, that episode. What a character arc for that man. No spoilers, but yeah, the bear is fantastic. I don't even know what to like. I don't want to spoil anything. It's a show about a guy starting a restaurant. I don't know what to say.
As the title would imply.
You put it on paper, I wouldn't be interested, but I would check it out. Deux said it was good. I got around to watching it, and it's great. So yeah, finish that up. And yes, of course, I watched the first episode of Loki season 2, and I have not a bad word to say about it. Absolutely loved it. Couldn't have had a stronger first episode for me. And Ki Hui Kwan, put that man in everything.
Ooh,
Put him in everything.
I didn't realize he was.
He's
was in
a new character in this. I won't say anything else about him, but he kills it. And I desperately hope he's like he's in a lot of this episode. I hope he's in the whole season because he's such a joy to watch. He's fantastic.
Nice.
The man's amazing. The man's amazing. Such a great actor.
Outstanding.
And so endearing. But yes, great first episode. I was talking about it with my one cousin who watched, and no spoilers, don't worry. But man, so excited. But there is an after credits thing too as well. So if you haven't seen it yet, stay tuned for after credits.
I still have one more episode of Ahsoka left, and then I'll watch Loki.
I finished Ahsoka. I liked it. It wasn't great for me. My cousins who are really into Star Wars happen to really like it, but they liked Andor better. I liked Ahsoka where it ended. Like, let's put it this way: when season 2 comes out, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch. But I really liked the first couple episodes. In the middle, kind of a little bit, and then towards the end, I was like, okay, I like what's going on here. So, leagues beyond Obi-Wan for me. I really didn't like Obi-Wan. Yeah, I like Ahsoka as a character, so I'm down for that. But yeah, there's a couple episodes that are in there that I thought were really special. But yeah, I liked it. So much to watch lately. And I think so. Yeah, now that all my lapsed obligations done, as far as I know, there's a bazillion. I have a Google Doc, like I said, full of things I want to watch. There's an anime I want to watch.
Are they done?
Why?
Did you finish Spy Family?
Now, this is an excellent question, because if you'll go back in the podcast, there was a moment where I asked you multiple times, does Spy Family need to be included in this? And you said, no, it doesn't. And someone will be able to bring that up.
Okay.
But are you changing it? Because that's where I'll go.
No.
This is your chance.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I will watch Spy Family, but if you want me to give it a friend treatment, it'll be what I watch next.
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, I am going to watch it. But there's another anime. I don't remember what the name is. It's like Frieren or something.
Golgo 13.
That's it.
I think.
Something about a professional. It's about this. I wrote about it on Patreon. I shared the trailer because I really liked the idea. It's something about there's this great war, and these like select group of people fought together. And this is years and years after they fought together. And one of the people that fought together that was in this tight-knit group passed away. But the one, like the leader of the team or group, hasn't seen that person in forever. And it's about them like remembering what they did together and regretting not spending more time with them after when the war had been won. So I'm really interested in the idea. I wish I could remember what the name of it is. Like I said, it's on Crunchyroll's YouTube channel, like a trailer for it this past week. Frieren. It's like Frienen or something. I don't know, but looks great. I think that's where I'm going next. But anyway, now that's out of the way. Let's talk about game stuff.
I was thinking exactly that. Retsuza was like the Hellfish episode of The Simpsons, and I was going to make that joke, but I was like, you know what? I've been really cruel to RC the past couple of weeks I'm gonna not say anything cruel if I can be mindful
Well,
of it.
I mean, the Hellfish episode is a great episode. It's I get the relation.
Yeah, definitely. I just didn't. Still, it's a new practice.
Counterpoint: The Simpsons has done everything. So
Yeah, that's true.
but
Me.
yes, you. We're going on to something about you. Because I got an email and I'm going to read it to you.
Dues views.
Right
It's
now.
Mad
never
about
news.
do.
No, I got a really nice email. Look at this. Got an email from Crunchyroll right here. The new what does it say? The new anime season is here. New episode. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is crazy. I just got this email. It says you can watch Spy Family season 2, which you just said. You can also watch new episodes of Frieren Beyond Journey. Beyond Journey's End. That's the show I was just talking about.
So they listen to the podcast?
They must be. They put together an email right now. That's really funny. That is a coincidence. All right, Dues email. I opened this up earlier, and for some reason, it's not here. This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Is it the comment that someone left on last week's YouTube video about me being mean?
No,
Because
somebody leave
I've
one?
already addressed it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That happened?
I mean, they were nice about it.
Okay, here's the email. This is from. I'm trying to. Let's go with 8-bit. We'll say that instead of their name. What's happening here?
Thought maybe a little
No,
background
this
music.
is like not the wrong kind of song for this.
New segment. Do.
So the email says, just got a funny little thing with Animal Crossing that I wanted to share with you and your crew. And since I won't be able to watch the podcast tomorrow, I figured I'd email you. The last time Deux was talking about Animal Crossing, it gave me the urge to start it up again. So I went out to the store and bought it again. So thank you, Deux, for getting me back into
Why'd
the
they
game.
have to buy
must
it
have
again?
traded it in.
Oh, no.
But they bought it again. So they said, thank you, Deux. Fast forward a few days, and I go to stay with my mom and help her because she had leg surgery and won't be able to do too much for the next 5 weeks. I take my Switch with me, and she sees me playing Animal Crossing. I tell her about the game and give her the controller so she can try it out. She spent 45 minutes wandering around the museum and instantly fell in love with the game. The
Nice.
next day after lunch, she hands me her card and tells me to go get her a Switch and
That's
Animal Crossing.
awesome.
The GameStop actually had the limited edition Animal Crossing Switch, which she was very excited about.
How cool is that?
She has been playing every single day for the past week for at least 3 hours a day. 3 hours. Get those numbers up, Mom.
Yeah, you can't build an island with hours
Can't
like
recover
that.
from surgery on just 3 hours of Animal Crossing a day.
So not only did Deux get me back into the game, he even made a fan out of my mom. So thank you, Deux.
I
So
love
thank you
that.
again,
That's so
Deux.
cool.
And sorry for the long email. It wasn't a long email, and never apologize. It's a great story.
That was really great. I love that.
Deux, decades after its release, or not, well, decades after its debut, got the Animal Crossing itch to the point where he got the game, became a fan, spread the word on the podcast, and now he's not only bringing back in lapsed fans, but making new ones.
I'm
as
jealous of their mom's awesome new Switch. The
Yeah,
Animal
right?
Crossing Switch is so cool. I can't believe they still have that at the GameStop. Are
well. Hi,
you kidding
Super
me?
Sanchez. They've replenished stock, but it should be hard to find. Yes. Just yesterday, they put out the Switch Lite bundle, which is an Animal Crossing themed Switch Lite and a copy of the game. So that's out there now, along with the Mario Red Switch OLED. Hi, Steve Irwin. Sorry you won't be with us, but thanks for popping in to say hello. Hello to Super Sanchez. Ice Dilber says, now we all have to visit her island. Oh, that's it. If Mom wants some visitors, I'm sure people will be
Nice.
willing to go say hi.
Nintendo also can't hang around.
Oh, goodbye, Nintendo. Thanks for coming in for a few minutes. Hope everyone has a great weekend, they say. Well, I had 2 cookies today from the cookie place. There's a
Two
premium
cookies.
live event tonight in wrestling, so I'm excited. Family's gonna stop by later. Dude's here now. Mom Brain's here. The cat was being real nice. It's been good so far.
What a day.
Hi, Anastasia Beaverhausen. And yes, Red Souza, thank you for showing the picture of Frieren. Somebody emailed me or left a comment on Patreon. I don't remember, talking about how they read the manga version of Frieren and they really liked it. So I'm pumped. Ooh, Red Souza, what's a Chomp candy bar?
Man, I want whatever it is.
Cadbury.
Chomp.
The Brits, man. The Brits.
Well, yeah, American Cadbury is no good, but English British
98
Cadbury.
calories. Do you see that on there?
Is that true? Wow. Red Souza, it's probably like 6 servings.
There's a catch.
It's
we
a
know that.
Cadbury. It's got to be. Red Souza, 2 things. Tell us what a chump is, and can you give us a chocolate and toffee? I like that. Can you tell us if that 98 calories is 1 serving or not? Because I'm very curious. And chocolate and toffee, it can't be 100
It's
calories
gotta
for
be
1
per
bar.
se-
It's
I
got to
bet
be.
you
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
It's probably
gotta be
like
at
little
least 200.
squares like caramello or something, and you break one
Yes,
off.
Anastasia, a perfect gift as well. So, Deux, congratulations on influencing the old and the young together.
What a lovely story that is. I don't take credit. I think,
It's all
the
your
game
story.
itself, is what pulled you in, but I'm happy, to be a small part of it.
They bought it, they played it, they liked it, they got rid of it, they heard you, they bought it again, and now bought another one. You
So-
made a brand new Switch owner out there. It was you.
I love that. It's actually really wonderful. It does feel great. Feels great.
Joe Shabadoo. I don't know if I've said this on a podcast. Joe Shabadoo asked if the Chomp was like a score candy bar. When I was a child, I thought there was nothing fancier than a score candy bar.
Yeah.
That logo, like the black brownish wrapper and the picture of the bar and the red lettering saying score. I was like, this is the epitome of luxury. Like, this is what rich people eat.
I always thought it. I
And
always
Viennettas.
thought it looked weird
course.
next to the other
Yeah.
candy
Yes.
bars
It
because
Didn't
outclasses
belong.
them.
yeah.
It outclasses them.
Are we going to talk about the Animal Crossing Lego later?
If you want, it's not a
Oh.
top story.
Well, then I would bring it up now and say, very exciting.
Yes, Joe Shabadoo. After 8 minutes, also luxury.
Oh, well, that was a big one in my house.
Sorry.
My grandparents' house.
Animal Crossing Lego. Go ahead.
It looks great. I can't wait. I'm very excited.
You know what my favorite part about the Animal Crossing Lego reveal is? So we don't know like the full details yet. We
Right.
got the teaser, but Animal Crossing Lego stuff is coming. And Nintendo's continued
cozy
partnership
is
with
that?
Lego. But my favorite part about it, do you know what my favorite part about the Animal Crossing Lego is?
No.
When you and I were sitting on the couch and you turned to me and you said, "Did you hear about the Animal Crossing Lego?" And then you said, "Of course you heard about the Animal." It's like, yes, I did. I actually posted about it on the site.
Wow, 98 calories per bar.
Oh my God.
Apparently
Order
they're
up some
very thin.
chomps. Hey, a
Well, I wonder
98
what a
calorie
score
candy bar?
is.
Oh, that's a good question. You want to look that up?
Yeah.
Get on that, please. Thank you. And I got another game related story, and then we'll get into news. Oh, we got something special to talk about, actually. And I need you to follow my lead on the special thing because it's about me and you. But we got to be very careful.
You got it.
So the not special thing that I want to tell you about is, as you guys know,
In America, 1 bar is 210 calories.
and that's a thin candy bar. I want to score so bad.
Isn't there another one?
How come they never made
There's-
commercials like that? Like college kids where they're like, "Hey, did you score? Did you score last night?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, I did." And they hold up the candy bar. Come on,
Isn't there like it's like
teens would have been all
Too
over it.
classy for that.
symphony or a
Huh? Yeah, there's a symphony bar. I don't know if it's the
Oh,
same
yeah.
thing, but come on. Symphony is pretending like it is fancy. Score is fancy. All right. As you know, I go for a walk every day, every single day.
I know Jess.
By the
me.
way, this coming weekend is Community Day, 14, 15.
Thank you.
I go for a walk every day. Sometimes I found toys. I found pictures. I found paintings. I found yard sale, townwide yard sale. But I was walking, sell something to the latecomers and the people who have decided nobody wants this stuff. I'm just going to leave it on the curb and throw it out. So I was out there walking and I was getting close to something and I was like, is that what I think it is? For years now, Mom Brain will tell you, I have desperately wanted to get one of those like 1/3 scale Ninja Turtles to put out on our front steps to protect the neighborhood
because
because
someone did have
someone
one.
in our neighborhood had one on their front steps, not for that reason. It was because they had kids and I'm sure the parents were like, get that thing out of the house. It's too big for the house. So I used to sit on their front porch. Then they moved and it went away. And actually, didn't we talk to him once? We yelled from the
We yelled
car.
From the car, we were like, "We love your Ninja Turtle."
And what'd she say? She laughed, but it was like,
It was something to the effect of like, our kids want us to keep it out here, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna.
Yeah.
Like,
hi, Freddie Fro. Good to see you.
Damn.
And we were like, no, keep
Crazy adults yelling
Two
at
40-year-olds. Get the Ninja Turtle on the porch.
Yeah.
So now the people that own that house have a dog that chases after me when I walk. But
And the
that's a
dog's
different
name
story.
is Donna.
It was not a Ninja Turtle. I will put a picture in the chat. Let me double check that all sensitive information has been
Yeah,
removed.
I think that.
No, I removed it. If you look.
Okay.
What? It's gone.
Okay.
You're good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will put it in the Discord. Obviously, I will tell everybody what it is for the audio listeners. I found a 1/3 scale Master Chief. And now Master Chief lives on our front steps. And I said to Mom Brain, wouldn't it be funny if he was like one of those little jockey guys and he had a lantern in his hand and Mom Brain whipped up something, put it out there. We stuck a pride flag in his back because capture the flag, Master Chief, but
That's
also we had
awesome.
them out there.
The pride flags were already in the
Yeah.
planters, so it was perfect.
Capture the flag.
And yes, Master Chief is missing one hand and a gun. But thankfully, the people that were throwing him away also threw that away. So we have it and we are going to fix it. But we needed to get him out there to protect us as soon as possible. So he's going to finish the fight for us. Thank you, Master Chief.
He's gonna finish the fight.
I
for
also
us.
feel like isn't he holding a gun in the hand that's removed?
Yes.
Yeah, and I would rather he like. Can we put a flower in the end of it, like
Take
that
the gun
picture?
out. Yeah, we could
can't.
change.
Stop.
We could put a. Well, I
What's
meant we
the-
could like cut it off.
What's the gun? A pistol or is it
no?
the
It's
assault
his,
rifle?
It's his
Let me
assault
get it.
rifle. Yeah.
Because it's not attached to him.
Oh.
I don't want to show a gun on the stream just in case.
Okay.
Also, yes, when I was carrying it down the street, I was like, it's got his little hand, but it mostly looks like a gun. And I'm like, I don't want anybody to think I'm like carrying a gun. So I like tucked that under my arm. But yeah, as I said to Do earlier, I was telling him the story and I called Mom Brain because I found it halfway through my walk. And I'm like, I don't want to carry this all the way home. So I called Mom Brain and in perfect Mom Brain fashion, never answers her phone ever. Has her Apple Watch, also doesn't answer that. So
It never rang, and you saw that never came up on my
how do
phone.
I know you just didn't clear it?
And
How
also,
do I know you didn't clear it?
Well, I
I
think
don't.
I wouldn't lie about that.
You
and
never
also,
answer your phone.
Also, I was out working on the lawnmower after having mowed the lawn. So, like,
So I just want to be clear here. You're saying also, even if you did get the phone call, you would have ignored it. That's what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's not out. It's not like I was sitting on the couch looking at my phone and I ignored you willfully.
My favorite is you do it all the time too. Like you'll text me and I'll text you instantly back and you just don't read it. It'll be like 5 minutes or 20 minutes or I never know.
If it's
And I'll be
during
like,
my work
she
day,
just had her phone.
yeah, but like,
It's a mystery. It's a gamble. Listen, it's
Yeah.
exciting. It's thrilling. But anyway, I called Mom Brain because I'm like, I don't want to carry this thing home. She didn't answer. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to carry it because I'm not leaving it out. Someone's probably going to take it. I walked down to the end of that street. A truck drove by me and stopped and looked at me and said, that's a hell of a find you got there. And I was like, yes, it is. Thank you. I know. So that guy would have taken it.
He was talking about the gun. He thought you
Oh,
had a real
that's-
gun.
That's what it was.
look at what Joe Shabadoo just said.
Voice over internet protocol. Come on, come in, Mom Brain. We need to extract the chief. He's injured. Yeah. That's great. Yes, we were calling you from the battlefield, and you just the warthog was down. Yeah, exactly.
My warthog was down too.
That's true. Yours was. That's
yeah,
true.
you
You're
know what?
fixing
That
it.
would have been amazing if I had just gone on the lawnmower and like
Anastasia is
picked them
right.
up.
Should I send an email? What would be the best way for me to get in touch with you?
come find me.
That's what I did. As soon as I got home, I was like, for not answering your call.
He was like, "Should I change my emergency contact?" And I
That's
was
what
like,
I
"Well, you're
said to
not
her.
mine."
That's
so.
what I said as soon as I got. I said, should I change my emergency contact? Because the only one I can guarantee will not answer would be you. I think.
Well, I don't have you as mine.
Like it should be my mom or Nikki Hill. Like two people I
Yeah.
know are gonna take
Yeah.
a call no matter what.
Well, it's not that I don't think you'd take a call. Just what are you gonna do? Like,
You
I
got
have
the
the
car.
car.
Yeah. I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, that's too bad. I can't help her.
it's Dorothy, so I figured she could come pick you up.
She's a mom. She's used to taking care of kids. Yeah.
Plus, I think she would be able to make good decisions. On
They'd
my
call
behalf.
me and I'd be like, is it a computer problem?
They call him and be like, "Well, did you ask her what I'm supposed to do?"
Well, when you get called, now you can just tell Master Chief about it and he'll help.
That's right. That's right. So Master Chief lives with us now. And I'm very happy. He seems great out there. He's got a
Well,
place of prominence.
He's had
The
to.
pizza man saw him last night.
He's tethered. Did the pizza man say anything about it?
I almost doxed us. The pizza man, so Mom Brain again, it's like, you don't have to do anything. The pizza man's just supposed to drop it off. He knocks on the door once, which I'm like, okay, he's letting us know the pizza's there. Then he knocks again. And I'm like, Mom Brain, he knocked twice. And she comes out of the bathroom in like a towel or whatever. And she's like, well, I can't get the door. And I'm like, oh, this is on purpose. I know this is on purpose. So I open the door and he goes, oh, I almost did it now. He says our number of our house. And I go, yeah. And he goes, and then he says it again. And I'm like, yes. And then he goes, Domino's. And I'm like, you're wearing a Domino's outfit. Like, I know, yes. And he's like, okay, thank you. And it's like,
maybe he was wondering if we were Domino's. Like, am I home? Have I arrived?
Like, I know he said the number because he wants to make sure he's at the right house, and I get it. But then he was like, I don't know what I did to make him think that I was like, who is this man holding these
not
food boxes?
answering the door right away, because who doesn't want their pizza?
I explicitly marked contactless delivery because who would ever?
But he was being professional. He wanted to make sure he was dropping off the pizza at the right place. I'd rather he knock and do that than be like, yep, that's the right place.
I bet you it's less incompetence and more in the past people have screwed him over by being like, I never got my pizza. So now he has to ask every single person, is this your house, when it clearly is, just so he can get that confirmation. Because I'm sure it's because of that reason.
He probably asked the guy out front and he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Maybe Master Chief made him nervous.
Hey, Chief, is this the right address?
So,
this kid's not talking to me. Who's not excited for pizza?
With the lantern in his hand, he's like a little imbalanced. And so I have like fishing line around his neck and it's tethered to the planter, but I got to do a better job. It was just,
there are things at our house where I don't think of it like this, but when you come to the house, if you don't know us, you're like, what the hell are these people doing? Like when we had the phone people come or the cable people come, and they're like, the cable guy was on the phone and was trying to fix a problem, and he's talking to somebody else he works with, and he's in the dining room and I'm in the living room. They're very close to each other. I can't see him, but I can clearly hear him, and I hear him like very quietly talking to whoever he's on the phone with, and he goes, I can't talk about it. I'm in their house right now. And he's like laughing. So he left the house and I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Like, what? And then Mom Brain's like, probably the bed in the living room. And I was like, you're right. That is not a normal thing. I was like, that never, at the time, I'm like, what a jerk. This guy's just laughing at us in our house.
Right.
What could he be laughing at? I'm like, yes.
It could be anything.
The inflatable bed in the living room.
It's your
probably.
home. Because it's your home and you're used to it and it doesn't feel weird to anybody who's used to it. But if you came in to fix the internet, you'd be like, okay, all right. You know, one look at Kevin and being like, all right.
Yep. Or arms to either one. But yeah, you're exactly right. I live in my own bubble and I don't think of it. Or there's things that I do think of it, but then there's other things I just don't even consider, and I should. So yeah. Comcast guy, if you're listening to this podcast, let us know if you were laughing at the bed because you were justified.
Well, those people that have jobs where they go in people's homes all the time, like as much as they wanted to probably talk about your place and like giggle about it, they probably loved it compared to some horrors they've seen. I mean, imagine some stuff they've seen going in other people's houses.
Raw Dad was a phone man and he's seen some things.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
Outlaws is right. He said we should have told the guy he could have taken a nap there.
He probably went home and was like, he tried to like float the idea with his wife and she was like, no, we're not weirdos. My friend at work was over, and I mean, she knew about the living room bed because I've like talked about it before, and she was like, we had work to do, and she was like, so are we gonna sit together in the living room bed and do the work? And I was like, we can if you want. And she was like, that's fantastic.
All right, let's get to the thing. So first, guys, Mom Brain and I, we gotta come clean. We apologize. Last week we told you that we went to a Nintendo event to play some Nintendo games. That was true. But what we didn't tell you was there was another game that we played that we were not allowed to talk about until now. We couldn't even mention it in passing. But now we can talk about it, but we still can only talk about it in a very specific way. So, Mom Brain, I need you to take my lead.
Very quiet.
If you were reading the website this past week, you know that I posted impressions of WarioWare Move It, which is coming to Switch later this year. It is true. We got to play WarioWare Move It at this event. It was not part of the regular floor setup. It was in a special room.
So you
It was
lied
like
to
going
us.
into a speaking.
Like Hassan Minaj, you're liars.
Yeah, right. Well, he's making up stories where we
You're conveniently
lying
leaving out,
by omission.
yes, withholding. That's good.
So yes, we got to play WarioWare Move It. We can talk about some of the select. Okay, so Mombrain, we can talk about the micro games we played when it was just me and you. We can't talk about what happened after that.
I'll take your lead because
I could confuse one and the other, and so I don't want to
Okay.
like.
Well, we can do that, but yes, we can say like what happened when we went in there. We got in on this hands-on session, and we got to. It was me, Mombrain, and one other person. It was someone from ABC News. We went in there to play with someone from
Who,
ABC
like,
News.
comes
John
in-
Quinones. No, it wasn't.
He
John
comes in
Quinones.
with his like press badge, and he's like in like a suit, and you know they're like, "Who are you with?" And he's like, you know, blah 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 blah, ABC News, and we're like, "Hey, it's Remy Cowboy and Mombrain, GoNintendo."
And then what happened?
They acknowledged that they knew who we
Our
were.
WarioWare rep was like, "I'm a big fan of the site. We really love what you do." Blah blah, blah all that stuff. And it was a treehouse person.
Yeah, okay.
It was a treehouse person.
She was
yes.
lovely.
Yes, very very nice. And yes,
Well, I just got to know, were the donuts real at least?
Yes.
Okay.
the
very
donuts
real.
were 100%
thank
real.
God.
Although
Oh,
we-
thank
And I'm
goodness.
glad you asked that because I thought of them again this week.
We could have helped ourselves to. The room was set up really cute, and we
They
could
had
have had.
mocktails.
Yeah, they had mocktails and I think soft pretzels.
They had like a cabana. Yeah. But I am going to email my rep this week to find out where those donuts came from. I'm not lying because I want to know and I want to get them again. But yes, we got to play WarioWare Move It. We tested out a handful of micro games. They asked, they were like, "Okay, so have you guys played WarioWare?" And I was like, "I have played all of them." And ABC News goes, "I have not played any of them." And I was like,
That's why they put you
"Get
together.
this guy out of here." He was really nice. I'm joking around.
Yeah, he was.
But they're like, "Okay, let me explain what a WarioWare game is." And I'm like, "Oh, come on, like you shove fingers up noses and weird. You're not going to
How
understand
do
any of
you
this. You're not going to
explain
know
what
what's
this
happening."
is?
It's like you're going to come out more confused after the end. But it was fine. So they put Mombrain and I on the TV and we played together, where we were doing 2-player games. Like I would do the game. How convenient. I tested it out and then you got to play afterwards.
Because we were,
Side by side.
yeah, we were competing.
Yeah, it was 2-player where we were competing against
Was
each other
there
So I
any-
had the advantage because I saw what was coming.
Oh,
for
okay.
every single one. Every single one.
Was there any controller lag or whatever input lag
There was
this
not.
time?
There was not. And I want to stress again, that was true. Sonic Superstar
gonna lie,
setup
I'm sweating
had
a little bit.
input lag. That was not an excuse. It was a reason. But anyway, no controller lag here. No. So Mombrain, I wrote a feature about all the games we played, and we can talk about them together. So just like WarioWare Smooth Moves, WarioWare Move It has various forms that you hold the controller in, and they all have weird names, and they all are explained before you actually use them. And the first form is Fashionista form. It is one arm bent down onto the hip and the other arm bent upwards towards the sky. Mombrain, can you show us a little Fashionista? That is Fashionista form. Thank you. And we played Cowboy Up. Would you Fashionista form? Thank you. And we played Cowboy Up. Would you like to explain Cowboy Up?
Can you show me a picture?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. So you are lassoing.
You got it.
You're lassoing like steer.
Look at this. This was you before. This is you
Okay,
now.
well, you're lassoing steer. So
No?
No.
Oh, what are you lassoing?
I remember a chicken and an egg and an alpaca. I don't remember what the third one
Oh.
was.
So you just have to, like, you know,
Mombrain is standing up doing a lasso
and then
movement.
you shoot your, you know, it tells you when, and you hit your mark, and you rope a steer or whatever.
Yes. So what you do is you take your dominant arm and you do the lasso movement with that. And that moves a reticle across the ground in the game. And when the reticle lines up with the thing you're trying to lasso, then you whip your arm forward and you get it. So obviously, the harder it gets, the deeper into the game you get, the further away the things are. And you have to, really wiggle your arm to make sure the reticle lines up in time before the game's over. So we did that, and that was a lot of fun. We also did, I think, Mom Brain, this was one of your favorites, Shell Shine.
No, it wasn't one of my favorites.
Well, tell us about Shell Shine.
You're a turtle, and you got. I think we've seen that one a lot. You got schmutz on your shell, and you've got a towel, and you just gotta.
You're not a. I wrote about this. You're not a turtle.
Okay.
You're not a man. You're some kind of turtleoid human.
Teenager?
It's that's a great point. It's some kind of human-like turtle man. But yes, he's got schmutz on his shell, just like Mom Brain said, and you use the same fashionista form to scrub your back clean in the amount of time. I really like this one because it's a great mix of weird and stupid. So that one was fun. Mom, I'm not touching it. You talk all about it. First off, you have to explain the form, and then you have to then the game.
I believe that the form is actually Choo Choo form, right?
I wrote it right there. These are all official names.
All right, so you're in Choo Choo form. As you can imagine, it's like Barbie arms, Choo Choo train, like you would be moving down the track, and you are a train, and you've got to move your arms to go really fast down the track. But then there's like a small area of station that you have to stop at, so you have to go just the right speed and then stop at just the right time to.
And as you guys know, micro games are very quick, so you have to do a lot in a little amount of time. So you want to chugga as quickly as you can, but not so quick that you're going to crash into the wall. And the more difficult it gets, the smaller your stopping area is. So I really liked that one. Well, that one was a lot of fun. Of course, it's trains. And of course, I should mention this as I wrote. Thomas the Tank Engine, we're all familiar with him. That's what this train is like, except it has Wario's face on the front.
Oh, nice.
So it's weirder.
Coming for you, Tonka.
Yes, I really like that one. We also did Bell Chorus, which is notes. It's like a Guitar Hero. Notes coming down a highway, and when they line up with your bells, you shake the appropriate hand, and if done correctly, you play a little jingle. So I'm a sucker for rhythm games. I enjoyed that one. Then there's Bacall Form, where one
Lauren Bacall game.
That's right. The one Joy-Con is basically a tail, and one Joy-Con is basically a beak.
Oh, awesome!
And in this one, we played a retro game. So it's Super Mario Brothers 3, where you're Mario with the raccoon tail, and you have to flutter your butt to stay afloat in the game. So Mario is constantly moving forward, and it looks exactly like Mario 3, and you're dodging bullet bills and other things in the air. So you either have to wiggle your butt to stay above the things that are attacking or drop below them so you stand still. It's up to you. And we both made it through the first stage. We both died on the second stage, and we both made it through the third, or I made it through the third stage and you did not. But that middle stage, so the first one is just like a regular, or I made it through the third stage and you did not. But that middle stage, so the first one is just like a regular, introductory Mario 3 stage. What was the second one? That was...
I don't remember.
And the third was lava. I remember that.
I don't remember.
No, maybe the second one was lava, because there was a platform halfway that you were supposed to land on and then jump off of, and that's
gray.
That's what screwed us up. It was a castle. But yeah, that one, when we finished it, I was like, I want to go back and do that again. Like that one was really enjoyable.
That was my favorite one.
There's Squat Form, which is exactly what it sounds like. You squat down, and you have a Joy-Con on each knee or thigh.
Yeah.
And we played. I'm gonna let you describe it. It's called thigh fishing.
Okay, so in the game, essentially, you and your partner. No, just you.
We did this together.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're standing on a dock, but you're squatting, and fish are jumping, and they're going between your legs. And you have to stand up and squeeze your knees together to catch the fish between your thighs. So essentially, you're squeezing your butt cheeks really tight to catch fish.
It's like the Thigh Master.
But we played it together. So the fish were extra long, and we both had to slap down on the fish to grab it.
I thought that was something we couldn't.
No, we can talk about this game.
Okay.
So yeah, but what Mom Brain neglected to say is you're a very tall cat character.
Oh yeah.
That here do pick up the
What the heck?
I don't know. You're a very tall cat character that catches these fish, and just to make it extra clear and extra weird, sitting next to you is a regular cat. So I don't know what this human giant cat is, but that one was a ton of fun. I
It really
liked
was.
that. Probably the weirdest one.
Oh yeah, butt stamps.
No. Buttergraph. This
Yeah.
is different. Careful now.
Yeah, buttograph.
Buttergraph is you draw with your butt. The game gives you a shape that you have to draw with your butt. So it's like in the picture I use, it's an upside down V,
Yeah.
and you have to go like up and down with your butt.
And you have the Joy-Con on your thighs.
And if you do it correctly, in this one, you are a moon that's dressed like Wario, and he draws
Because it's your
this
butt. Moon.
peak shape that flies into the air and comes a rainbow, and it makes the sun blush. So that you draw with your butt. That's what you do, and it's got to be one of the weirdest ones. Weird is what I want from Mario, so that was a lot of fun. Did we do other things? Yes. Can we talk about them? No. Can we ever talk about them? When the game comes out? I don't know. I don't have an embargo that says when we can talk about this stuff. So that's what we did.
I gotta tell
That
you.
might have been the highlight of the day, just because
Yeah.
I love. Don't get me wrong, Super Mario Brothers Wonder was amazing, and that's going to be the better game probably. But I love WarioWare so much. Just you and I playing that together, and the rep getting in on it, and like it was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun, and I was sweating. Like,
Oh yeah.
it was, because well, first of all, you're like somebody who like was directly involved in like the creation of this game is like,
Well, localization, not like it was not a
Watching us
Japanese
play.
Treehouse member.
It was a little nerve wracking, but also, it's competitive. So you're like, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, you guys already know I was really hyped for this game, but it was everything I could have wanted. It's exactly what I was hoping for. Hi, Mine Without a Cause. We're talking WarioWare. Move it, yes. As I've said a bazillion times, WarioWare Smooth Moves is my favorite. I don't see why. I wish I could talk about other things. It was great. It was great. It's everything I wanted and more. It was great. I'm very excited to get this home and to play with friends and family, because I played a ton of Smooth Moves with friends and family and like cried from laughing. And this is going to be exactly the same. So it feels exactly like a sequel, Mine Without a Cause. It really does. As I said in the feature I wrote, the name of this game in Japan is basically WarioWare Smooth. It's like super. I don't remember what it is, but the name is exactly related to Smooth Moves, just the Japanese version of that name. There were the screens that tell you like how to do the forms, yes, and they describe them. And this time around, it's like a weird faceless 3D model that shows you how to do it. So it's not like we couldn't really hear much, so I don't know. But like Smooth Moves had like the real breathy guy who used to be like, I forget the name of the forms in that game, but it was like whatever style.
Oh,
Blah, 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 blah. Like we couldn't really hear that in this one, but it plays and describes things just like that one, or in a similar style. So yeah, this is very much a spiritual successor to that game, and I am pumped. Easily one of my most wanted games for this year. And you guys know that this year's crazy with games. So there you go. We had to wait a week to tell you. If you want more detailed impressions, go read the thing that I wrote. But
There's
yes,
a release date for that, you said?
there sure is, Deux. There sure is. And we all know that date. I mean, it's obvious. Everybody remembers the date. I obviously don't remember the date. I'm looking it up.
That's a good question.
Comes out November 3rd. There you go. So, oh my God, less than a month away. Man, we get Mario on the 20th and Wario on the 3rd of November. That's crazy.
On the 20th of this month?
Mario is October 20th. Yeah.
Holy cow. It's October right now.
Yes, it is.
This is really close.
Same week gives us Sonic Superstars, Spider-Man 2, and Mario. All 1 week. It's an insane week.
I was supposed to go to a wedding at the end of the month.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not going to go anymore. Too many
Too
video
busy,
games.
too
to play.
busy.
Just play through the wedding.
Too many games to
You
play.
know,
Yeah.
If you get Mario, you can bring the Switch with you. Yeah, you're good.
I'll
Good
loan you
idea.
the Nitro deck. You can play
Oh,
handheld.
I
real
got
quick.
it.
Style, yeah. There you go. So many games. Yes, so many great games this year. This has been a fantastic game. Fantastic year for games. We'll talk some more about those games later today. But before we get to what we played, let's talk about the news. Mom Brain, could you please jingle me up?
Now I get news.
Thank you. I don't remember what happened this week. I was so mad this week. I don't know what happened, but there was an ungodly amount of news. And there were some interesting things, just like a lot of stuff in general. And it was destroying every fiber of my being. I could not escape the computer. It was a nightmare. I was so, to be honest, angry. I just could not get away from it.
True.
It was
I can
so
confirm.
horrible. But here we are. Let's talk about the biggest things. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. What a great segue. We said it's coming out October 20th, and yes, you can play a 4-player local multiplayer. You can play multiplayer online as well. But in previous multiplayer Mario games, you would have to deal with collision, meaning that you would bump into your other friends when they were playing, and that could cause people to fall down holes or bump into enemies or whatever. Was there some fun to that? Yes. Did I like it? No. I don't want to be bothered by that. I just want to play through the game with friends. So this is for me because Super Mario Brothers Wonder has removed collision. Now you will pass through other players and they will not bother you. So I like that. But Nintendo says they did consider keeping player collision in, but decided against it. Director Shiro Mori discussed this with GameSpot, and he said, quote, "So actually, when we initially started development on this, there was collision between characters, but this time around, we have the very big elephant Mario. And there's also a Mario that's very, very tall with the effects of wonder."
Spoilers.
When those two collide, it's a level of stress that hasn't been seen thus far. And something we really put our focus and energy in this time around multiplayer is the idea of making a stress-free experience. So when we took the jump and removed the collision completely, we realized that it provides a very smooth, stress-free experience. Another blah blah blah. We don't need any of that. So yeah, you no longer have to worry about other players getting in your way. You just enjoy them being at your side, helping you with enemies, collecting coins, all that good stuff, warning you of troubles ahead. But now you won't die at their hands. The only collision you'll have with them is when they're flying back in after death, because you can bring them back into the game. So there you go.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times me or a friend have killed each other by trying to jump over the same pit, and somebody jumps into your feet, and you just go right down.
Yep. I remember playing with family on like the original New Super Mario Brothers on Wii, and it was horrendous because we would just get stuck in sections where somebody just wanted to plow ahead and jump on somebody, and they'd fall down a hole, and then we'd do it again, and then somebody would be bubbled, and you have to go pop the bubble, and they get popped over a hole, and somebody would bump them into a hole,
And then eventually it's just like, RMC, do it, and I'll be a bubble, and pop me when
Yes.
it's over.
Yes, it's true. King Broly says, "I wish it was an option at least, but Japanese developers are all about those specific experiences. We've had it one way, and now we're going to have it the other way, and now players, I guess, will be able to decide which they like better." Mom Brain, do you prefer collision or pass-through?
Pass-through.
I had a feeling. I don't know. Have we ever played a co-op platformer together? Because it seems like it would be a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So maybe we could play this together, and it won't be so bad. Moving on. You might remember that many, many years ago, Miyamoto did an interview where he's like, "Hey guys, Pikmin 4 coming up soon. And then weeks passed, and then months passed, and then years passed, and everybody's like, I thought you were almost done with that Pikmin game. What the hell? 2023 finally gave us Pikmin 4, and somebody decided to ask Miyamoto, hey, you want to explain what you did all those years ago? Shigeru Miyamoto talked to Game Informer, who's got like a 10-page blowout on Super Mario Brothers Wonder. But Game Informer also talked about some other games with him. And it talked about Pikmin 4. And they were like, hey, Miyamoto, remember back in literally 2015 when you said Pikmin 4, quote, is very close to completion, end quote. They were like, what was the deal with that? Miyamoto actually... no, Miyamoto didn't answer. This wasn't with Miyamoto. It's another Nintendo developer, Yuji Kondo. They asked him, and they were like, can you explain why the hell this Pikmin took such a long time after Miyamoto said it was almost done in 2015? And here's what they said. Quote, after the development of Pikmin 3 ended, we started development for Pikmin 4 as a small team. As we made several attempts and tried out various things, there were moments when we could see the game take shape, but since we had to prioritize other projects, we weren't able to create the development team framework needed to complete the game. But the fruits of our labor during that time led to the result of what Pikmin 4 is today, end quote. So it sounds like Miyamoto was like, oh yeah, that thing's almost done, but really it wasn't. So I don't know why he said that, but we got it eventually. And look, it's we don't have the hard numbers yet. Early November.
What do the soft numbers tell us?
Well, in Japan, it's got to be at 1 million now, or close. Yeah, it's got to be at 1 million now with digital numbers. Worldwide, I'd throw in another 1 to 2 million. I don't know. So there's your soft numbers. But yes, November. I want to say the first or second week in November, we'll have the actual hard data on what the game sold. Well, everything indicates it's the best-selling Pikmin game yet. And hopefully we won't have to wait as long to get Pikmin 5. Donut Muffin says, I love getting information about what happens behind the scenes. I wish we could know the real reasons for the delays and changes instead of the usual corporate talk. Was Pikmin 4 actually close to being finished 8 years ago? Were they unhappy with the direction and decided to start over like with Metroid 4? Was he maybe talking about Hey Pikmin and not Pikmin 4 that released for Switch?
Or Pikmin
Tell me,
Bloom.
please. I thought of Hey Pikmin as well, because I always said when that game came out or was announced, I was like, is this the Pikmin 4 he was talking about, or is Pikmin 4 something different? Well, never. I don't want to say we'll never know, but we don't know now. But the picture became a little bit clearer. Now we know why we had to wait so many years after to finally get that game. Moving on, another tidbit with Miyamoto. Man, my mouth hurts from talking. I don't know why.
Right?
I always hurts when I do the podcast, but like it's not like my mouth. It's like the roof of my mouth and like my nose. It's just a lot of talking. I don't know.
That could be like a postnasal drip allergy thing.
Maybe I've had a little bit of allergies.
Yeah.
Does your face hurt?
No,
Because it's killing me.
oh,
Oh.
got a face for radio. So
Bow, bow, bow.
Miyamoto's got the what's the word? There's the whole thing about
Live-in
Miyamoto
girlfriend.
being like such a hard ass development, and everybody walking on eggshells around him, and him upending tea tables and causing trouble during development, just being a real pain in the butt. And it's made people wonder, like, how much do Nintendo's other developers try and tiptoe around what Miyamoto wants, or always try to please Miyamoto when they're making games, and they aim more for like what Miyamoto wants or what they think Miyamoto want versus what they think players would want. And we have a Nintendo developer, same guy we heard from in the last story, who says, no, that's not the case. This is the Nintendo Chief Programming Director, Yuji Kondo. And he talks about Miyamoto and what they do when they're developing games. He says, quote, I always feel honored to be able to work with Mr. Miyamoto. With that said, I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but we don't work on a game with the goal of making Mr. Miyamoto happy. The important thing is how deep of a discussion we can have about the game. And those discussions are the times when we see how thoroughly we thought through the game design. So in that sense, yes, we do get nervous going into a discussion with Mr. Miyamoto. So basically what he's saying is we do our own thing, and we don't think about like, oh, Miyamoto will like this. We think about, oh, this makes sense for the game idea. and we've really fleshed this idea out, and obviously players would like it. And then they go to Miyamoto and are like, hey, we did this, that, and the other thing, and this is our thought process. And he's like, yeah, this is cool, this is not. So that, like we've known for a while, Miyamoto's in kind of like a advisory role on games nowadays. He's not like in the nitty gritty developing, like we heard about him with Elephant Mario, where it's like, that's not how Elephant Mario would walk. You guys are crazy. So little things like that. He's not, the other developers have made it very clear, like they're the ones who are steering the direction of the game and what it has to offer and all those things. But Miyamoto will chime in with little elements and notes on things to help shine it up a bit, shine it up real nice. So yeah, don't worry about Miyamoto upending tea tables and being like, nope, start over, this is no good. Seems like those days are long behind, and Nintendo's teams are driven by leaders who know what Miyamoto would want, but more importantly, know what they think would be best for players. And that's what the Donut Muffin says, I do love the games Miyamoto had a major role in creating, and yet the recent releases of Switch titles have been the best in their series. It makes me wonder if that is caused by him taking a step back and letting the younger crew, the ones who grew up on his amazing legacy, give these titles the fresh gameplay ideas they need to be great, or it's a coincidence. Yeah, I mean, here's the really important thing. We've learned time and time again in recent years that Nintendo is letting the new developers give input into games to help steer what they become. It's not just like, oh, it's a new guy, that's a great idea, and they don't do anything with it. It doesn't matter what that developer is doing on the team. Their ideas are heard, discussed, and potentially put into the game. So they really are fostering that environment of creativity and expressions and new ideas in games and franchises that they've had for years, which is great. That's what you want. So they're making it more of like a, instead of one guy doing everything and a bunch of minions like just putting his requests in place, let's foster a whole bunch of people that come together to make something really special. And the sum of their parts will be better than one person could ever do.
The other way is such a recipe for disaster too, because
Yeah.
then you put somebody up on this pedestal, and all the fans are like, "Oh, this guy, the Bethesda guy's new game is coming out, or Peter Molyneux, or somebody like Cliffy B's coming out with his new," and you know exactly what to expect, or whatever. Like it like deifies these people that don't need that, first of all, and it closes off. Like, for instance, Assassin's Creed Mirage just came out. From what I'm looking at, it looks exactly the same as all the others. I mean, yeah, there's some differences, but it's like, and I'm sure there's creative people working on those teams, but they're not allowed to be creative. They're just like smart people that have to make the next version of the same old game. Whereas it seems like Nintendo's like, we don't want every Mario game to be like every Assassin's Creed game. We want it to be different, and we need your help and your ideas, and their arms are open to it, it seems.
From what I've seen about the new Assassin's Creed, I've heard a lot of, let's say that it's very close to what the original, what Assassin's Creed used to be. But that doesn't mean anything to me. I didn't play them. That's what I've been hearing.
Right.
No, Giant Reggie, I don't think I'm allergic to Nintendo news. Hello, Tony De La Mancha. Good to see you. So yeah, I think fostering that kind of development scene is great. And back in the day, it was more understandable that Miyamoto really was taking charge on a lot of stuff, because Nintendo was really, finding their way in games, and development teams were much smaller. Like, they weren't hundreds, literally thousands of people. It was like teams of 20 or 30 maybe, and those were for big projects. So times have changed, and Nintendo behind the scenes is changing with them. And I think it's amazing that they managed to create an environment where these long-running franchises not only continue to innovate in ways that make for what many would say are the best entries that the franchises have ever seen. Like, that's crazy to think, 20, 30, 40 years after these series have debuted and given us so many great games, we're getting not just their best entries, but their biggest sales. Like, there's growth. It's mind-boggling. You don't really see that where a franchise has been around for so long and it continues to sell better as the years go on. Like, Assassin's Creed now isn't selling what Assassin's Creed was years ago, and Call of Duty now isn't selling what it used to. And trying to think of another example, but there's a whole bunch of them. Obviously, there's a couple outliers that are doing better now, and that's what you want to see. But it's nuts. It's nuts to think like Zelda is so much bigger now, only thanks to the Switch generation of games as compared to what it was years ago. So, and there's what 20 something titles. So it's nuts.
I'm kind of frustrated with all their success. Nintendo's bigger than ever, and people, and I feel like they don't get the respect that they deserve.
It's all about the respect.
Like back in the day, someone's dad would come in and be like, "What are you playing, Nintendo?" Like you could be playing Commodore 64 or a Genesis, and it was always Nintendo. Oh, he's playing Nintendo, and that's just what it was. I feel like today we should be calling PlayStation, we should be calling Xbox Nintendo. That's how successful this Switch is, and it's crushing at one game after the other. Like you said, it's all the best stuff. It's all come to this pinnacle.
A lot of parents in this generation have been calling it Nintendo again. I've heard and seen a lot of stories about that because you got to think about it. Like I'm not knocking the kids who are playing PlayStation or Xbox or anything like that, but they tend to be more like, playing Call of Duty. Like it's not things that parents are going to see or know or really pay too much attention to. Whereas like, if your kid's playing Mario Kart or Mario or like you might sit down and play it with them, or you're like, oh, I know who this is or something like that. So I think more of when it comes to Call of Duty, like the kids aren't sitting down in the living room to play Call of Duty. They're going to hop online with their friends in their room or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying I think it's a different environment for those games. Joe Shabadoo says, I know what Dude's saying. Many still assume that Nintendo games lack depth because they're conditioned not to seek it out. Yeah, I've seen so many people who are like, I just don't get why people play platformers. Like, what do you get out of a platformer? And I'm like, I don't even understand how you can make that statement. Like, it's mind-boggling to me. Where they are like, first-person shooter. That's what you play. And I'm like, I love first-person shooters. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know how you could look at any genre and be like, I don't get what people play that for. I don't get why they enjoy that. It's so strange. I don't get it. But another topic for another day. I'll write about it on Patreon at some point. Wait. Nintendo has talked a little bit more about future Switch support. As far as fiscal year 2024 goes, Nintendo wants you to know, Switch is getting support. This is Nintendo's president, Shuntaro Furukawa. He says, quote, we're still working on software for the Switch for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2025. So fiscal year 2020. So that'll be the next fiscal year. In the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2024, we hope to sustain the momentum of Zelda and the Super Mario Brothers movie with focus on holiday sales season. As for hardware, we will maximize not only new demand for the hardware, but also those buying second consoles and replacements. So Switch is not being left behind just yet. Nintendo's saying like, hey, listen, our next fiscal year is going to be Switch, which is obvious because fiscal year starts March 2024. The Switch's successor is not going to be out then. Will we hear about the Switch's successor in the next fiscal year? Most likely, yes. Most likely. I can't imagine we would go through all of 2024 without Nintendo publicly acknowledging whatever comes after Switch in some way, shape, or form. So, but they're being clear, like, we still got some time left with the Switch, so you're going to get some games there. What are they going to be? And there'll be a handful of new titles. There'll be a handful of remakes and remasters. We're getting to the end of it, but that's what it is. So if you're like, next year's Switch 2, baby, all year, that's not the case. Tendonen says, regardless of what the successor is like, it's basically a given that Switch 1 will continue getting support. You can expect support to last well after that, too, if Nintendo's previous handhelds are any indication. Yes, we will probably get a handful of years where Switch still gets games, and it'll dwindle as time goes on. But yeah, it's not like Switch 2 will come out and it's dead. Switch 1 is dead. It's not how it works. I'll tell you what is going to be dead, though. Wii U and 3DS online play. No. So you already can't go on the Wii U and 3DS eShops and buy new games. Thank you for playing the high quality one. You can re-download the games you have already purchased, but you cannot buy new games. Anything that was only eShop exclusive on Wii U or 3DS is now lost to time. Hopefully you got it already, but it's been like that for a few months. Now, the other shoe is about to drop. April 2024, Wii U 3DS online play is out. To be specific, Nintendo says online play, internet rankings, and data distribution. So any kind of online interactions for anything on 3DS and Wii U will be dead. So if you want to play something online on either of those systems, you have between now and April to do it. So get your fill now. If you want to play Mario Kart 8, just regular old Mario Kart 8 online, go do it now. If you want to do Mario Maker stuff, go do it now. If you want to do Splatoon 1, get out there and do it.
We're
You got to do it
warning
now
you with peace and love.
because it's going away.
Yeah,
Vinloria,
now.
Vinloria says, "Oh, son of a bitch."
Oh.
Well, Vinloria, I hope you enjoy October, November, December, January, February, March, and then it's over. Not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. The day comes for all systems. It may be coming sooner than anticipated for these two, but that's the way the news goes. Very quickly, I'll mention this because the whole point of this story is you going to watch the thing. You might remember that Nintendo put out a bunch of commercials for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and one of them was an Australian commercial that featured a man trying to survive. He was sitting on the train, going to work, coming home from work, barely saw his wife or significant other, whatever she is, sitting down to play Zelda, plays it on the train. Just like people are like, this commercial's too real. The man works all the time, doesn't have time for family because he gets home so late. His wife says goodnight to him. He's playing Zelda and just the daily grind. And people are like, this commercial's sad and too real, and I love it. Well, guess what, everybody? He's back.
Oh boy.
Nintendo has released another commercial with this man, and it's not just him being somebody else. It's a continued story. He's in it, and all I'll say is you get to see more of his life. And I'll say this is a bit of a happier commercial.
Okay.
So go watch it. I don't want to spoil it, but it's very rare that we see commercials that connect to one another, and we got it. So what most likely happened is this first commercial that they put out was so popular. Like, it got millions of views. There were headlines about it all over the internet. We found out that the commercial was inspired by a real review of Breath of the Wild that somebody left on Amazon Japan. Like, there's a whole thing here. So it really resonated with people. I imagine Nintendo recorded both of these commercials at the same time. Did they maybe record it after the success of the first one? They brought the guy back? Maybe. I don't know. But either way, the saga continues. Please go enjoy it. Nice to see that. I love that kind of stupid stuff. Joe Shabadoo says, to anyone thinking the ball and chain from Twilight Princess was missing in Tears of the Kingdom and didn't just go build one themselves, here you go. Hey-o. It's a joke about what happens in a commercial. But seriously, this ad is actually reminding us that behind every Link is a smarter and stronger Zelda. What do these comments mean? Go watch the commercial.
Ooh.
Oh.
So pretty cool to see that. I like that stuff. Nintendo has commented on how Super Mario Brothers Wonder and Sonic Superstars are coming out the same week. Sonic on October 17th, Mario on October 20th. Both brand new 2D side-scrolling entries for these long-running franchises.
Which one has more bits?
We haven't
that's
seen
what
the
I'm
commercials yet, so I don't know.
That's what I'm going to have to go for.
Game Informer talked like, hey, you got that Mario game coming out. Did you see that Sega's got a Sonic game coming out? Here's what he said. Quote, I think it's an interesting coincidence. We've been creating 2D action games for a long time, and we, of course, want as many players as possible to enjoy these games. We're looking forward to as many people as possible having the opportunity to play these 2D side-scrolling action games, Mario and otherwise. Very classy statement there. Nintendo's like, hey, Sonic guy does 2D, we do 2D. We want as many people as possible to play these 2D games. Go play Mario, go play them all. So that's cool. Nice to see.
No one cares about me.
So I know I will be playing both of those in the same week. That's for certain because I love 2D Sonic as well. I don't love it as much as Mario, but I do love it.
You're gonna play them both at the same time?
Well, Sonic comes out 3 days before. It's a 2D side-scrolling Mario. Sonic, you're gonna beat that, and probably the first day you get it. So.
You're gonna beat it.
It's a Sonic game. It's gonna take like 2 or 3 hours.
What about Scrap Brain Zone? I mean,
Spoiler alert. I don't know if that's in there. Well, remember, they're doing the whole thing of not rehashing levels in this one. So there won't be Scrap Brain Zone, but there'll be
some
Junk Noggin Zone.
What about Junk Noggin Zone?
Now that I'm very excited for. Cheesus 2 says, definitely going to be... Definitely going to buy Mario Wonder first, considering that Sega can't even port their own classic games onto a collection for modern hardware. Only wondering how bad this Sonic game is going to run. We played it. It ran good. First 2 stages ran good. Ran well. Mr. Feeney would be upset with me. Yeah, ran fine. Moving on. Oh, was it? The Animal Crossing was a top story. If you're wondering about Super Mario Brothers Wonder being difficult, we have some insight into how difficult it is. I personally prefer a very difficult Mario, but I know that comes from the game's bonus levels and stages. I don't expect the main game to be all that challenging. Maybe a stage here or there has some challenge to it. So here you go. This is straight from Nintendo's developers. Mario Wonder's producer and director said they both had trouble hitting the 100% completion mark. Takashi Tezuka says, up until now, I have completed pretty much every single Mario game that I've worked on. But for this one, I did have to have help with 2 courses. All the rest I did myself. So the first time ever, he needed help. One of the developers needed help. And
man, how bricked up did you just get, RMC?
I mean, that's why the badges are there. I'd imagine, with the badges, Nintendo's like, we could make it a little more difficult for norms because people can turn on a badge and help themselves. Mori, was it Mori? Yeah, Mori
Povich.
said he managed, not Povich, Shiro Mori said he had some challenges as well, but he managed to do it on his own. So he said in particular, some of the badge stages he had to do were challenging, but he got them done. And then finally, we hear a little bit about boss stages, because as you know, Super Mario Brothers Wonder is filled with all kinds of new, different, unique ideas. And it turns out the boss battles will be that way as well. Mr. Mori says, quote, right off the bat, we felt that the boss battles themselves also needed some kind of new coat of paint. When I was considering what kind of boss battle experiences would fit this title, I came to the conclusion that they would have to be using the powers of wonder. This is stepping into spoiler territory, so I'm not able to share much, but just expect a lot of wonder-induced attacks. So your battles with whatever bosses there are will be laden with wonder effects. Look forward to that. Joe Shabadoo says, every time I read something new about this game, my hype somehow doubles. I need it now. Truly unfettered creativity in 2D Mario boss battles is something that we haven't seen in forever. Maybe even ever, depending upon your opinion of the bosses in 6 Golden Coins, Super Mario World, and Yoshi's Island. I'd go with Yoshi's Island as the most inventive out of that 3. Yoshi's Island had some really fun ones in there. I like that piranha plant with a sore belly button. We did Lego Animal Crossing. We don't need to talk about that. North America, what do we got this week? Let me tell you. We got Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition, that is physical and digital. Detective Pikachu Returns, also physical and digital.
Lots of fun.
Airship Defender, Aquarium Land, Bang on Balls Chronicles.
I'm sorry?
Bang on Balls Chronicles.
My goodness.
Beach Cafe 3, The Escape Room. Black Witchcraft, Cafe Master Story, Cooking Craze, Detail Detective, Dungeons and Goblins, Easy Japanesey 1, 2, and 3, Fabled Lands, Freaky Trip, Front Mission 2 Remake, Hidden Gems Volume 1, Hyper Gym Life 3D, Tough Guys, Knight vs. Giant, that's KNIHT, The Broken Excalibur, that's the whole name, Long Gone Days, oh, Long Johnson, Lost Dream Overgrown, Mad Farmer, Lost Kingdoms, and Crazy Critters, Merge Master, My Hero Ultra Rumble, yes, that is related to My Hero Academia, My Little Universe, My Name is Mayo 2, Paint Pro for Kids 0+, so for all ages, Park Racer, Pirates on Target, Project Blue, Red Raptor, Shmup Bundle, Schleich Puzzles World Farm, or Schleich. Give me a Schleich of that. Shy Cat's Hidden Orchestra, Sunshine Manor, Supreme Car Parking Simulator 2024, Terra Alia, the Language Discovery RPG, Tetropunk, The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope. That is 24 frames per second on Switch, a cinematic experience.
My goodness.
The Pale Beyond, The Sisters 2 Road to Fame, Two Sedans Driving Simulator, Umbrella Drop, Vicky Spotter Complete Bundle, Wargroove 2, WFO World Football Online, Wildcard Football, and Wings.
Nice.
Wings,
the game?
A game about that sitcom. Yeah, everybody's favorite sitcom with Monk before he was Monk. Tony Shalhoub.
And Tim Daly or some Daly.
Yeah, I don't remember that guy's name. And what's the other guy?
Stephen Weber.
No, yes, by who, the other guy. He became like he was in a lot of movies for a while. A sand guy from Spider-Man. You know his name.
Oh yeah. What is his name? Thomas Hayden Church.
Is that it?
No.
Thomas Hayden Church. Why do I know? Who's that?
Is that
Thomas Hayden?
I think it was
D Mega Doo Doo.
Thomas Hayden Church is from Only Murders in the Building.
Maybe, but it is a three
that's
name.
fake Steve Martin's name, right?
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Or it's Thomas Hayden something.
Really? Well, the guy has three names, I believe.
Somebody in the chat, help us. We're so lost. I see you, Backseat Studios. Hi, Blood Ocean. Scrapple Zone. That's a great one. Hi, Darmani. Good to see you. We'll look it up in a minute. That's going to drive me nuts.
Michael Ian Black?
No, it's not him. Sticer says you really need to play Easy Japanese 1 and 2 before jumping into 3. Otherwise, the story is going to make zero sense for you. Just some advice. Thank you, Sticer. Do you mind?
No.
Well, then you'll be taking on Nikki Hill's duties. But Josh, first, could you please?
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nikki's sweet releases.
You are right. His name is Thomas Hayden Church.
It is.
Yes, you are exactly correct.
So then what is... Oh, man. Charles. It's Charles Hayden. Charles is his name in Only Murders in the Building. Steve Martin's name. Charles something. Anyways.
Charles Hayden Savage is his name in Only Murders.
So the Hayden was the same.
There we go.
And
all it takes for me to get everything wrong. One name to say.
I should have known not to listen to you when it comes to character names.
I should always default to you. Yeah, I don't know why roles reverse there. They should not have at all.
Well, we're gonna cleanse our palate with a little European Switch eShop releases for the week of October 5th, the year of our Lord 2023. This is Do Michaels filling in for Nikki Hill. Nikki Hill, we speak your name. Detective Pikachu is on the case, says right here. 4x4 mud, off-road car simulator and truck. Ancient Mahjong. Asterix and Obelix, heroes. A tiny sticker tail. Bang on Balls, Chronicles.
You don't got to tell me twice.
But I will. Bang on Balls, Chronicles.
You got to tell me twice.
Bilkins' Folly. Black Witchcraft. Borderlands 3. Cafe Master Story. Cocoon. Cooking Crazy. Deflector. Detail Detective. Detective Pikachu Returns. Digitrus. Dino Break.
Dino Bash.
Diorama Dungeon Crawl. Disgaea 7.
Disgaea.
Disgaea
that Gaia.
Dungeons and Goblins. EA Sports FC 24. Elder Story. Fabled Lands. Family Games. Fate Samurai Remnant. Foot Clinic.
Yep, that's like tweezers and pulling things out of feet. And like I said last week, it's one of those.
You
one of
know,
those games.
if you've never had a giant needle jammed into the bottom of your foot, when you've been in more pain in your foot than you've ever been in your life, you can't handle any foot stuff ever again. Like I just saw a TikTok of a doctor who had a patient in who was a kid who like stepped on something and it got like stuck in their foot and they were like afraid to say anything about it, so it just lived there for like 3 years.
Hi, Piper.
And they were going to take it out and I like could not. It was awful. It was awful. I'm traumatized.
That's not
It
good.
was awful.
It's no good.
You guys can't see when Piper comes in. I'm sorry.
She's under the table.
Front Mission 2 remake.
Front to back mission.
Always front mission to back mission.
Gungrave Gore. Harvest Moon, The Winds of Anthos. Humans versus Tiger. Indoor Kickball. Knight versus Giant, The Broken Excalibur. Learn words, use syllables. Lord of the Click, Interstellar Wars.
Those are actually my lesson plans. Learn words, use syllables.
That's what. What's it? If I can remember names, it wouldn't be funny anyway. But if I can remember names, that's what Lord of the Dance is doing now. Michael Flatley.
Michael
Too old to dance
Flatley.
anymore.
Finley. I love to fight. Love
He does love to
Quetsuto. Love Quetsuto. Mad Farmer, Lost Kingdoms, and Crazy Critters. My Little Universe. Ninja Kids Time Masters. Paint Pro for Kids 0+. Pictopole. Pirates on Target. Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition.
Oh no! Did I make a typo?
I mean, that's unless Ludicrous is the name of the game, the edition.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Schleich Puzzles Farm World. Shadows of Truth. Silent Hope. Speediest Car Racing Formula and Autosport. Supfly Delivery Simulator. Survivor Castaway Island.
And that is Survivor the game show.
Oh, just in time.
Oh yeah. You know that show's still really popular.
Oh, I was thinking of Lost, the TV show. Never mind.
Yes. Now that would be just in time.
Synergia, Next Gen Edition. The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope. The Sisters 2 Road to Fame. Umbrella Drop. Virtual Mom. War Groove 2. Wings. Who cares? And World of Outlaws, Dirt Racing 23 Edition.
Mom Brain, should I try and get a review copy of that for you? No. All right.
Nico Darunia says, Nikki is hilarious.
I mean, I'd agree with that if he was here. I'd agree with that. Thank you, too. And
welcome.
that's it. That's our top stories for the week.
That's it, and that's all, man.
Mom Brain. hit
Y'all.
us. What do you got? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Don't pop.
oh my
that one.
God. It's so much nicer to squeeze when you've already warmed it up.
Oh.
Mom Brain's got one of them Nido cubes.
Nice cubes. Let me just tell you, I'm not a big
Not sponsor.
like fidget squish person. They just never really do it for me. The nice cube is like really like stiff and resistant, and that's what I'm looking for. Like that's what I need.
You want to feel it, do so you're not left out.
I'm okay.
All
I'm
right.
all right on it.
And I love it. I actually we have an order coming.
I'm a big fidgeter, so I like it too. I broke mine the first day.
You broke
Um,
that thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Fidgeted too much.
So what happens when it breaks?
Comes out and gets all over your hands.
Oh, interesting.
Oh wait, that wasn't a cube.
Well, anyway, I just put in a Walmart delivery order, and there's one coming.
For me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless you want that one, because it's.
I don't feel like I
feels
should
better.
take another one because I'm gonna break it.
Well, it's up to you.
What have you been playing that's not cube related? Well, not fidget toy related.
Well, Wario. That was exciting. But that wasn't this week, but we could talk about it this week. But we already talked about that. I have also been playing Animal Crossing. Every once in a while, I'll be like, "Hey, Rami, who's playing Animal Crossing?"
Mm-hmm.
That's
just popping in for S's and G's. Really, I haven't done too much. Although I have a couple times been like, maybe I'll just redesign my island or my house, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Has
Hi, Spaniel. Good to see you.
has coming back after, I know you said when you first came back people mentioned it, like the villagers mentioned it when you talked to them, but is it kind of all's forgiven already?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it kind of like
Yeah.
as if you never left?
Absolutely. So that's been fun. And actually, with my grad work, I have to listen to like hours of lectures through the week, and it's been a really nice
Listening quotes.
yeah, well, I mean, a lot of it's redundant. Like I know a lot of it.
Laughing at Joe Shabadoo.
Oh.
Says, man, I want to squeeze that
It
cube.
is real nice. So it's been a really nice thing for me to do to like, you know, it actually helps me to stay focused, to be like running around the island. So I've also been playing Fae Farm, and that has been a delight. Real cozy.
It's nice.
I'll take one.
Yep, see? Deux did squeeze the cube for audio listeners, and he likes it.
Yeah, it's great. It's not what you'd think. You'd think you've squeezed them all before, you know, and
I
that
squeezed a lot of cubes in my day,
yeah,
but
that's a
not
good
one
one.
like
Sorry
this.
to interrupt, but
It's fine.
you said Walmart has those things.
Yeah.
All right, might pick one of those up.
They're in the toy aisles. There's like a section for fidgets, and there's a couple of different versions. Like Nido has like a ball, and there's a cat. So just make sure you find like the nice cube.
Go down the
cube is
neurodivergent
the way
aisle.
to go.
Yeah, nice cube. I mean, you could try the other ones and see what you think, but and when we were a couple weekends ago, we went to a toy store, and they had a Nido brand gummy bear, which I was hoping would feel a little more like that. It didn't do it
That
for
would have
me.
been cool.
Brought it to work. It's been a big hit. Anyway, so Fae Farm's been a delight. It's been very cozy. It's been very fun. I've been taking on some new and different challenges, so it's staying fresh. I will say there have been a couple of times where like it's been a bit glitchy, and they actually have a feature in the like menu that says I'm stuck. So they must know that it's like a thing. And I've had to use it a few times where you literally end up like stuck somewhere and
You've
you can't
gotten
move.
I don't remember if there was another update. I know you're up to date, but I don't remember if there was another update or they just shared notes on what they're fixing in the next update. But they're updating it regularly.
And it's not like pervasive, and it's not like off-putting enough that I'm like, I cannot play this game. And quite frankly, like
Mr. Shankly.
it makes like when I've gotten stuck, I'm like, yeah, of course I got stuck there, you know? So it's not a reason to not play the game. And I know Raw Mom has also been playing, but we have yet to play online together. Just because we haven't. It's not like intentional. Excuse me. Sorry. So if you're looking for a little cozy something to do as the sunlight is getting shorter, I highly recommend it. And I think that's it.
Deux, on to you. What have you been playing?
So we played a little bit of Fortnite with the boys this week. I just want to say, as someone who spends a lot of time dead in Fortnite and watching RMC play, that's where your moneymaker is, man. Put like you on Twitch playing Fortnite, and I don't want you to change anything. I want it to be you and your friends or you and your family, and you not even talking to the audience. It's a thing of beauty. It really is watching you play some certain games, and this one is when you have your lightsaber and you've got your soaring sprints, and you just have an amazing way of playing, man. And it's not just that you're good at the game, it's like you do things that I would never think to even try to do, you know, like I would just be like, oh, let me hide around this corner or do something like to and you wouldn't even think about doing these things, and you always slip out of whatever the situation is, and it's so fascinating. I would just want
it's so natural.
It's amazing.
Well,
It
that's
really
very kind
is
of you to say. Thank you.
It's fun to watch. It's always educational. And I know we've got an old friend who's newer to Fortnite that's been playing with us a lot, and I can tell he's in awe whenever he watches you, because he's still like soaking up a lot of education of how like
Yeah.
like things about the game, and watching you is like blow mind open.
Oh no, the nice cube was unavailable.
Oh,
So
when it comes
sorry.
to when you throw in like multiple options for momentum in games or movement in general, like that's my bread and butter. Like I like stringing together stuff, and I just seem to be able to figure things out. Now I would like I don't think of anything I'm doing as crazy, and you guys when we're playing are nice enough to be like, you did a great job, you did a like that was really impressive, and I want to be like, it's not, but I know it's annoying to like I have to learn to take compliments because I like it's nice to hear that. I appreciate it. So I'm really trying. But yeah, like I'm just like doing my thing, and you guys are like, wow, look at it. And I'm like, oh, all right. But I appreciate it. Thank you. It's very nice to hear. I like to think it's because I am playing on a team, so I don't take the game seriously, but I take the team seriously. So like when
Right.
people are down and like they need to get revived or whatever, like I like
Right.
there's no greater mission for me in a game than doing that stuff. So I'm all about that. So
Yeah.
that might give me the little extra push to do what I'm doing. I'm playing on Xbox right now. When I was on Switch, Joe, I was playing Gyro, yes, all the time. But yes, now I'm Xbox, and that's what I've been playing there. But anyway, dude, this is what you've been playing.
Yeah, so the only other thing was plenty of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Still having a ball every day, as you know, is something new, or you're getting into a new project, or you're learning a new crafting fence or something. And so I've got basically one half of the island is like fenced off with this beautiful like Versailles garden, and it's like my house, and then the rest of the island is like everybody else living. But yeah, so fun little happenings this week. Rodney, the weird little hamster that I was kind of not feeling, has decided to, on his own volition, to move out. He asked me one day.
Oh.
Yeah, he asked me one day about it, and I said, and this is why I love this game. Even in the process of leaving, or quote kicking, I'm not kicking him out, but like quote kicking this guy out of my island, it's still done in such a wholesome way, where he asked me if you know, he's like, I've been thinking of pursuing my dream somewhere else. What do you think? And you could say, please don't leave, or you should do it. And I said, like, you should do it. And he's like, thanks so much for encouraging me and all this. And it was like, this is amazing. Like, he has no idea I hate it.
The best of both worlds. He's leaving and he doesn't know he's guts.
But I didn't really hate him, to be honest. He didn't grow on me over the week, but you know, I did have to deliver a present to him from Ozzy and things like that. So I think he liked me a little bit, but it was kind of, you know, as much as I didn't mind him leaving, it was kind of like bittersweet to like hear the morning announcement. Isabel's like, he's leaving, go say goodbye. And you know, you go over there. Yeah, I went over there and I said goodbye. Of course I did. You know, I even brought him like a little like hat as a going away present, but it wouldn't let me give him a gift, I guess, because he was moving out. But
I mean, you tried.
I did. That would have stunk if like I gave him the hat and they were. That would have stunk if like I gave him the hat and they were, and he was like, I guess I will stay. No,
Okay.
But no. One day, this was actually right before Rodney moved. I woke up and I was doing everything as normal, and I went up to Isabel and I was like, you know what? I feel like I've been planting a lot of flowers and making things pretty. Like, what's the rating? I'm just curious. And then all of a sudden, I beat Animal Crossing New Horizons. I had no idea you could beat the game. Like, KK Slider comes. This is a spoiler.
I think you're good.
And the credits roll, and you listen to the theme song that you thought was just a theme song, and it was actually KK Slider's newest #1 hit. And a tear was like about to break my face. That's how touched I was. And I kept, and this is going to sound stupid and silly and ignorant, but as those credits were rolling, it caught me so off guard, that I realized I never once thought about anybody who had made that game. I always, in some capacity, when I'm playing a game, will somehow think about a developer in one way or another and be like, oh, this was cool that somebody thought of this. I don't know why. It doesn't matter what game it is. It happens in every game, even Tears of the Kingdom. It's happened a couple of times. Not once playing New Horizons did I ever think that anyone made it. I just thought that it was birthed and it was real and it's still real to me, damn it. And I don't know, there was something, I know it sounds stupid, but like I was seeing all those names and I was getting teared up, like these people made such a beautiful thing. And I don't know why I've missed out on this all these years. I guess I was too cool. But holy cow, what a wonderful experience. And then after that, obviously I wasn't going to be finished with my island because there was so much I still wanted to do. But after the credits roll, not only does KK come to your island to play every Saturday night, which is so awesome, but they give you even more skills. So now I can make rivers and I can make like hills and I can do all the terraforming stuff. And I didn't realize, like I knew that was in the game, but I thought you'd get that. I mean, I didn't even think there was a credits. I didn't think there was an ending. You know, like I didn't.
Oh,
think
it's not real. It's not an ending.
It's not.
It's where they throw the credits in because you're gonna be sitting there listening to the song.
Right.
Yeah.
But so it was perfect. It's really wonderfully done. That it's still, after like 2 weeks straight of playing, it still surprised me with the end credits like that in such a lovely way. And then when it was done, like I said, I put on my hard hat and I started going to town, making the rivers as wide as I needed to make the bridges that I wanted, that I couldn't do this whole time, and like starting to make this place look like something, baby. So now, so basically Rodney, like I said, moved out, and I was all worried last night because his place was empty and I didn't have enough Nook miles to go to town.
I saw him, Mr. Link.
On Nook tickets, so that I could look for more villagers, because I was like, oh my god, someone new is going to be randomly picked tomorrow if I don't get on this.
Yeah.
So I didn't, I was doing all these like Nook Miles tasks just to get the Nook Miles. I was doing it for hours. I was up till 2 a.m. last night, and I went to like maybe 8 or 9 islands. And that's all I had enough mileage for. And like, I couldn't, every single one had like nobody of note, really. No offense to the villagers that I saw there, but
they had garbage people.
yeah. So then I was like, well, that's that. I'm not gonna just take any old person. I'll take my chances. The old, we call it the RMC way. You get what you get. And I woke up this morning and the place is still vacant. So I was able to go on another run this morning. Couldn't get anybody. It was only a one trip. But I'm all out of Nook Miles again, so I think it's like I'm just gonna have to go to sleep. And someone's coming, and we don't know who. It could be a weird kangaroo or a silly-looking horse or something that I don't like.
Maybe it'll work out perfectly. Don't just. It's happening one way or the other. So.
You never know. You never know. And like I was able to get a cranky person on my island. I got this pig named Boris, and I actually quite like him. So that it's working out pretty well with almost everything else. Yeah, I mean, Animal Crossing, what can you say? You know, it's like one of those games that's only as good as you make it, in a way. You know, like you could.
I'm looking at Boris now. He does look grumpy.
He looks grumpy, but he's actually a lot sweeter than you think. What's funny about him, he's so weird. His house is like it's like an Egyptian tomb for some reason, and he sleeps in a sarcophagus. It makes no sense. And then he had the gall when I talked to him to talk about one of our other villagers' houses, and he was like, "Have you been in her house?" He's like, "Between me and you, I just couldn't live there." I was like, "You live in a pyramid.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?"
To say anything.
But yeah, there was one part. This is the last thing I'll say about it, because again, I'm not even talking about the game anymore. I'm just talking about like fake villagers that is just AI controlled friends of mine. But yeah, so
Still real to me, damn it.
it is, because Genji, one of my first two neighbors. He's like, I guess you could say he's like my best friend, just because he's been around the longest. But he calls me Mochi, and he's he came up to me one day, and he was like, one of the other villagers said that Mochi, like saying Mochi, is weird, and I'm starting to feel really, really awkward about it. Should I stop saying it? And I fall that somebody said this, and I was like, I mean, it's nothing. It's a silly little cartoon game, and like
I know what you're.
and I was
saying.
like, you know what, Mochi, say it. Call me Mochi forever. And like, so he was like so relieved that I said he could still do it, and now he still uses it. And like, I mean, it's so silly, but I don't know, it's very
Sometimes they break
heartwarming.
your
It's,
heart.
it's
I get it. I get it.
yeah.
I couldn't be careful because now I can't get another one. Do you know how much one of these costs on Amazon? One. Are you ready?
How much?
Start
Sorry.
at the cubes.
$21.
How much is it at Walmart if you can find
4.
it? Holy cow!
Well, it's a third-party seller on Amazon. It's not actually Amazon.
I'm going to my Walmart on the way home tonight. What's it called again?
A Nido Nice Cube. I'll Venmo you if you grab one.
If I see
another
them,
one.
I'll get a couple.
Yeah.
Thank you, Red Souza, for showing us the amount of toffee in a chomp bar. I appreciate that. You really went the extra mile for us.
Sorry. One last. I'm sending her in your mind. What is that? Sorry, Anastasia Beaverhausen texted me something on the. I'm sending you her in my mind. Oh, a frog. She looks cute.
Yeah, hopeful that they show up on your.
Oh,
island.
that'd be great. Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
very much. For
That's a
thinking of
beauty
me.
girl if I ever saw one.
Mhm.
Last thing I want to mention about the game is the music. We know the music is terrific. It has a feeling to it that is like, I mean, I think this is like my nostalgia talking, but it feels like late 80s, early 90s, like public television or something. It's got a something about, I mean, it's obviously top-notch music. It's amazing music, and it's like wonderful. I don't know if it's real instruments, but it's wonderful. Like, I'm not saying that it's like bad cheesy elevator music from that time. I'm saying it's like it just has that kind of feel of like a fur, like a shag carpet wall, or like a, I don't know, there's something
I know what you mean.
I can't express it, but every song, they
It's
all
smooth,
have
baby.
that kind of smooth,
Yeah.
almost, again, when I say public television, that's not really doing it, but something in that vein of that era when we were kids. But yeah, it's
So
terrific.
like maybe like Sesame Street, you could say. It's got the, because that's like a fun.
It's just PBS music.
yeah, it's got that kind of feel to it, except
Yeah.
it's like top notch.
What was that? There was a time. What hour was the song that you weren't in love with?
2 to 3 is the song that I don't care for.
I was doing 2 to 3, and I was like, you know what? I think this is the one. Yep.
That's one of the only ones that I don't really care for that I've heard. I haven't heard them all, and I haven't haven't listened on YouTube yet, but I think I will, just to hear them all. But yeah, it's great. And even when you're rushing to sell stuff before the Nook cranny closes, the song in the shop is different.
This is 2 p.m.
Yeah, you'll get one.
I kind of like it.
But there's something about it that's not soothing.
Well, here's the thing. It's obviously not the worst, and it's in my head forever. But compared to the 23 other songs, that one's on the lower end. But yeah, thank you very much for letting me talk about this. I'm, obviously later than anybody in the world to the party on this one, but better late than never. And
That's right.
love talking about the video games that I played. So thank you very much. RMC, maybe you can enlighten us with your games.
Well, I can and I can't. I played Fortnite, as Stu said, had a lot of fun. And I didn't play anything else this week because I was getting caught up on shows, so I didn't play anything. But there are things I want to talk about that I didn't talk about last week. One I forgot, one I just couldn't yet. So I wrote my review of Cocoon. Did you didn't get Cocoon?
I downloaded it on Game Pass, but I haven't done anything but Animal Crossing.
We talked last week, and I know I told you it was on Game Pass. I figured you were going to get it there, but I'm looking forward to hearing what you think of that game.
I should just start this week or something. I just need to pull myself away from my island.
But I wrote my review. Cocoon is one of the most amazing puzzle games I've ever played in my life. Easy Game of the Year nominee. Took me about 5 hours, maybe a little over or 4.5 hours, something like that. It is such a simple idea, and I don't mean that as a knock. It's just a very simple idea that's stretched far beyond its limits to make you feel like the most amazing player in the world, as I said last week. Everything about that game is expertly designed. Everything about that game feels great. It's really something special. It's a puzzle game unlike any other that I've ever played. It's really, I can't even begin to understand how the developers came up with this idea and how they figured out puzzles to work within the rule sets and then push up against what's possible, and just the way it makes you think, in a way you have to manipulate things, in a way it all flows together. It's staggering. I don't want to get too much more into it because, again, I want Dew to try it and see what he thinks, but man, is it amazing.
Is this going to be one of those things where you talk it up so much that I play it and then I'm like, oh my God, I hate this, and I feel bad for not liking it?
There's a story there, but that's not anything like Undertale's story is very important, and Doki Doki Literature Club story is very important. This isn't like a life-changing experience or anything like that, but it is an amazing puzzle game. And I guarantee you're gonna you'll be impressed by what you're doing, because I can't think of a puzzle game where I've ever felt like this and thought in this kind of way. So yeah, as to whether you like it or you struggle with it or you find it frustrating or it flows free, I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, absolutely incredible. Play it wherever you can. It's phenomenal. It's a monumental achievement for puzzle games in general and game design overall. It's mind-boggling. So there's that. And then Joe Shabbat says the composer of Cocoon built a custom synthesizer from scratch to achieve more of an analog sound and motif. So, I mean, the game's got an amazing soundtrack. It's very atmospheric. Like I said, I don't remember if I said it in a review or to you guys last week. It's not something you're going to put on to tap your toes to or dance along with, but it's an amazing soundtrack that really fits the vibe, really heightens the experience. So it's a winner. It's a winner. It's a very big winner. And then the only other thing I want to talk about is what I forgot to talk about last week. 2 weeks ago, I said I was playing Harmony, The Fall of Reverie, and I was loving everything about it. And I believe I said, unless everything falls apart in the end, then it's going to be a great game. And I've written my review, so if you read the review, you know how I feel. But if you didn't, everything fell apart at the end, sadly. The last act, I don't know what happened with the last act. It's like a whole different team wrote it, and nobody double checked anything, and everybody just rubber stamped it, and it went through the approval process, and they just didn't care. I'm not trying to sound mean, but I can't figure it out, because acts 1 through 4 are beautiful and intriguing and interesting, and characters are well written, and it's very alluring. And then Act 5, the best way I can describe it is with a Simpsons reference. Act 5 is like when they take Poochie out of Itchy and Scratchy, and they just lift the frame out of scene, and it's like Poochie went back to his home planet. That's how this felt to me. It's like, here's all these things that you had to decide about, and then and then it ends like this, and then I try not to spoil it, but the ending I got was everything was going bad, and then something happened, and everything was good. What was that something? You decide. Like it, but it's like a very like it's not like it was in all of us all along moment. It's like something happened, like something clearly happened, but the game never bothers to say anything about it, and then just
Man.
everything goes good. And the ending I got was either the best or one of the best endings. So I'm like, that's horrible. Like this ending was so unsatisfying, and the characters felt so underwritten, and the pacing was completely off, and the ending just left me. I like it ended, and the credits rolled, and I was like, this made the entire game not worth it for me. Maybe if you got one of the bad endings, it would have been written better. I don't know, but that whole final act for me was a big miss. Like, the only thing that was still good was the soundtrack, but the writing and the story beats and the way things were handled, it felt like I'm trying not to be harsh. I want to be constructive, but it just felt like uh, a new writer's first pass at something. It doesn't compare to the work of the previous acts. That's why it makes it such a tough pill to swallow, because it's the culmination of everything you've done. It's the end of the 7+ hours of work that you put in, and what you get is so unsatisfying that it taints the entire experience, like Game of Thrones final season. It's man, again, I don't know what the other endings are like. I'll have to go on YouTube and watch them, but the ending for me knowing that that's a possible outcome, how that whole act is handled, I'd be like, no, I can't recommend this game. So disappointing. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I played a game where it fell apart that badly at the end. But they clearly ran out of steam for this ending, and just ruined it. It ruined it.
That's a shame.
It really is a shame, because if it's just, even if it had like a decent ending, I would have been like, this is a great game. You should try it out. The ending's as great as I hoped for, but the rest of the game is well worth it. This ending's so bad that I can't say that.
And this is the one whose music is composed by
Lena Raine. Yeah, my favorite. That's the only thing. That's what I said. The only thing that stays good the whole time is the music. So, the artwork stays good because it's the same from the beginning of the game. But yeah, and especially it's even more frustrating because it's Don't Nod, who make narrative games. That's all that they do is make narrative games. So I don't know why it fell apart so bad, but it did. So
have you gone and read anything about anybody else who might have played the game? Anybody feeling similarly to you about the ending? Or?
I did go snooping around after I wrote my review, and there's a couple people who did not like the ending, but they didn't say what ending they got, because they wrote it at the time when the game was still brand new, so they were trying not to spoil. So I don't know what ending they got, but there are people who were very disappointed in the end. Yeah. So, and then I went and read other reviews afterwards, and I'm like, I read a couple reviews that were like mine, where they didn't like the end that they got a lot. Like they said it fell apart at the end. So again, whether we got the same ending, I don't know, or if multiple endings can give you that feeling, which would be worse. But there are some outlets out there that felt the same way. But there are other outlets that really loved it all the way through. So I don't know. For me, it's, and I would say I'm easy to please. I'm honest, but I'm easy to please. So if I'm this down on it, I don't know what to say. Who knows? Maybe you fly in the opposite direction and you'll really like it. But disappointing. And that's that. That's it. I'll be playing things this week, so I don't know what I'll be talking to you about, but I'll be talking about something. Let's do questions. Send your questions to GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
It can be about Nintendo video games in general, or whatever the hell you want. Gecko Kitsune has one very simple question. What's the latest you've ever slept in? Well, you can't sleep in.
Yeah, I haven't slept in years and years. Old man brain keeps you up in the morning.
Body clock.
I went from body man to having a body clock that wakes me up.
And you're up around 7 every day.
Yeah, but like if we're talking historically, like the latest I've ever gotten up, I mean, I must have slept until noon once.
Mm-hmm.
Probably never past that.
Mom brain?
I'm gonna say I've probably pushed it to like 2 p.m.
Ooh,
like back in the day. And I actually, when I was in college, I was taking Zoloft, and I remember Lisa, my roommate, being like scared because I slept and slept and slept and slept and slept, like in my first couple of days when I was like had just started taking it. And I want to say it was then that I slept until like 2. It might have even been later. I mean, these days it's like, 10 like is like, oh my God, I've like really slept in.
Blood Ocean wants to know what time you go to bed, too.
Oh, usually between 10:30 and 12:30. Usually, sometimes, like last night I can be up till 2 a.m. looking for a villager, but that's rare.
I have slept till after 3, definitely, like 3:30 or something like that, and more than a few occasions.
But is it sleeping in if
Well, if I'm normally getting up at noon, then yes.
yeah, like it has to be that you've gotten like at least 7 hours of sleep.
I mean, that was like decades ago too, but that's when I was like doing, I'd go to college and go buy anime and video games and like go hang out with friends all the time, and nothing mattered. Like I wasn't doing anything. I could sleep till if I don't have college to go to, I had nothing I had to do, so I'm sleeping till 3.
God, those days. Well, I've done like in the summer, but even if I'm not like, I don't have to go to work. Like I've got stuff to do. That like the second my eyes open, I'm like, well, got to get stuff done. I can't just be like, I'm gonna roll over and go back to sleep.
Alternates. I go to bed between 6 and 7, and I get up at 12:30, somewhere around there.
6 a.m.
6
12
a.m.
p.m.
Yes, to 12 p.m. There you go. We also have a Patreon question. Send your Mom Brain. Did you know you could join the GoNintendo Patreon for $1? Eggman did. Also, again, thank you. More people joining the Patreon. I appreciate it. Also, a very quick note. This week we'll be starting our new
subscribe button.
Thank you, Josh. We'll be starting our TikToks and our YouTube Shorts. I have some of them ready. They were made by, again, we might have somebody else doing them, but they're made, they're done, they're sent my way, and they are great. I love them. I'm very happy with them, so you'll be seeing them. Eggman says, it's RMC's dream come true. One day when doing his usual rounds, he gets a press release from Nintendo starting with, quote, Nintendo have a new out of this world collaboration, end quote. When he clicks the email to see the full contents, he discovers that Nintendo are collaborating with
Pizza Hut.
Come on, you know me.
WWE.
These are all great guesses, and I'm honored you know me that well. Come on.
Little Debbie's.
No.
Pop-Tarts.
No.
Moon pies.
Moon pies.
Oh, nice.
There it is. On a limited edition range, my question is, what Nintendo franchise or characters are featured on the moon pies, and what flavors would they be? Kirby's got to be number 1. Because Kirby looks like a moon pie.
Or Majora's Mask.
And it'd
the
be
moon.
strawberry.
That's
Oh, Majora's
perfect.
Mask moon, but what flavor?
Perfect.
Black licorice.
Ah, no, I want to eat it. Can't it be like, come on.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, then
Cheese.
They make it the nasty flavors so people don't eat them, and they just put them up on the shelf, and now you have a big moon looking down at you.
man, I love moon pies. We have moon pies right now. We have pumpkin spice moon pies, and they're delicious. Yes, Kirby, the moon. There's no Mario flavor I'd want. There's no. I'm trying to think of franchises that would make sense and flavors I'd actually want. There's got to be some sort of Pokemon that would make a good flavor, or give me a Snorlax moon pie and make it like, I don't know, chamomile or something. There's got to be something else. I mean, it's not Nintendo related, but come on, a Pac-Man moon pie would make way too much sense.
Yeah,
Banana or lemon.
It'll be perfect.
I love moon pie so much. I just at my desk, I have a little collection of moon pie stuff that Mom Brain got me, and Crazy Colonel got me, and some other people got me. and I have one of them Power Pies boxes. They're like moon pies, but they're made with
Protein.
and they're so good. Oh, what?
Oh, what?
What? Did you buy these as a surprise?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Those look.
They're
like
not moon
fun.
pies. Mom Brain bought me miniature Reese's peanut butter cups, but they're white chocolate.
Also, because I did the
now finally people can try.
shop online, I got what I thought was a regular size bag of Doritos, but it is in fact not a regular size bag of Doritos.
Oh my god. This
supersized?
is
No, it's
great.
itty bitty.
Uh, so what was I saying? Oh, Power
Power Pies.
Pies. They are so good, but they're a lot of calories. They're denser and they're drier, but I really liked them. But they're a lot of calories. If I'm eating one of those, I'm losing a lot for the rest of the day. And this is our first time taste test here for you guys.
I've never had
Now
one.
I haven't had a mini.
Ooh, the foil's very thin.
I haven't had a mini yet, so I don't know what it's.
Right?
I don't know what it's going to be like. Eating during the show. I apologize.
Do you though?
Music or something.
It's really good.
I'd say the footballs or whatever shapes are. You give me a better mix, but still really good. Come on, Brain. You're the white chocolate hater. Let's hear it.
It's okay.
Scale of 1 to 10.
5.5.
Come on. Losing points for?
You know,
She's gone.
it's still really great. Obviously, I prefer the regular
Maybe a
chocolate,
palate cleanser.
but
Why are you doing
oh,
to me?
We're
beautiful.
having family. I thought maybe they'd
Beautiful.
want.
Oh man, she's got pumpkin Reese's, but not white chocolate, regular chocolate.
Oh baby.
Oh man, candy's so good. All right, we gotta do music. We gotta do music.
Anybody need? Do?
I'll do one. Thank
How many
you.
is one? 180?
2 pieces is 170.
Huh?
Mhm.
Really?
Since they're so small.
I will.
Oh, they're smaller than that.
But
2
that's
pieces is
nice.
170?
Yeah.
So 85? I gotta add this up. I'm so sorry to be talking with my mouth full. I'll back away.
Okay. Music?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh. Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where do I send it?
goninpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title. It'll help out Mom Brain.
Thank you. Here we go. Sorry.
What's that? 140?
All right. Our first song today comes from Mikey.
This day is a mess. I had those cookies in the beginning. I'm still at under calories, but now that I'm eating this, forget
Maybe
it.
because it's Saturday, you just take it easy.
And it's a special day, right? You got family coming, and you're doing it.
Take it easy by going hard.
Mm. All right, this one comes from Mikey3319.
You had your long walk.
Well, it's GBA. I know that for sure.
Yep.
I got no clue. It's spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is really cool, but I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. You going? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Wrath of the Darkhold King on the GBA.
The only Buffy I've seen is the movie. Never saw the show. And
I was a
I
big
obviously
Buffy
didn't play
fan
the
back in
games
the day.
because of David Boreanaz.
Well, I mean, I did have a big crush on Angel.
I know.
For sure.
Everybody did. I
Our
watched the show when I did.
Our next Edward Cullen, who? Our next one comes from Wired.
Gravity Circuit. If you haven't played Gravity Circuit and you like Mega Man games, go play Gravity Circuit. Kick-ass game, kick-ass soundtrack. Boom, 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 boom. I listen to this one a lot lately.
All right. Oh, I put.
All right.
Should I bring when we're done? I should bring Agatha in for everybody to meet. But I did put baking soda inside
Aftershow.
of her. Yeah. So we'll see how she's doing.
Girl stinks.
This one comes from Tony de la Mancha.
Nightmare Creatures.
New.
One day, one day.
Hollow Knight.
New.
Can I get a system?
DS.
First party?
I believe it is.
Oh. Pokemon.
Published by Nintendo.
Pokemon.
No.
Zelda.
No.
Hotel Dusk.
No.
Professor Layton.
Yes.
This is a Professor Layton. Why
It
didn't I
sure
get
is.
that more
P-Late.
quickly? But what one? I don't know. I don't remember the names of them.
Curious
Diabolical
Village.
Box.
No.
Yeah, that's the two I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm giving it to you. It's Unwound Future,
Mm.
which is sort of what we're living in.
How about it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was from Tony de la Mancha, and it was Professor Layton. Here's one
All right.
from Giant Reggie.
I don't have a clue. What system is this? Jesus, this is a
64.
portable. Oh, yeah, all right. Buck Bumble.
No.
Earthworm Jim.
No.
Glover.
No.
God, what is this nightmare?
Like machines.
No.
I got no idea.
GoldenEye.
You guys give up?
We give up.
Battle Tanks.
Oh, if only Lube were here.
Tanks.
This one comes from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, it's a yes, but outside of that.
I don't know.
It's simple, but it's not bad.
They didn't have much to work with back then.
Now it's familiar. It feels like something what's going on?
I'm helping you.
It feels like something I played at a neighbor's house. I don't know.
Give up.
Giving
It
up.
is Snoopy's Silly
Son
Sports
of a bitch.
Spectacular.
I did. I played that at a neighbor's house. A kid down the street had that.
Bonus
so
if you can
funny.
say what part of the game it was from, according to Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, I cannot.
It was from the sack race game. Were you sack racing with your neighbor?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Sack racing, you dog.
Here comes
It's
one.
just like Snoopy.
Here comes one from Jet Jaguar.
Focus all attacks. we go higher?
Muscle March.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I don't even have a guess. I don't know. We did so well last week, and it's a disaster this week. Some Sonic theme.
No.
I don't know.
I give up.
It is, in fact, Hey, Pikmin!
Oh, wow. I don't remember that song from that game at all.
Sparklium Springs.
I like that game, too.
Here comes one from Firecrackers.
Well, it's Godzilla. Destroy all monsters. Melee.
You got it.
Woo! Womp, 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 womp. Okay. All right.
Alrighty. That was from Firecrackers.
Oh, shoot.
This one comes from PT.
Oh, yeah. Is it going online on something?
Mm-hmm.
A shop or going online? Or someone going online, shopping on something. Shopping on the 3DS.
No.
Shopping on the Wii U.
No,
It's on the 3DS.
it is. Put it all together now.
Shopping on the 3DS.
No.
It's the settings on the 3DS.
It's not settings.
It's
Well, it is settings. It's just not settings.
Me settings.
No.
Me Plaza.
No.
Street Pass settings.
Picture mode.
No.
Pictorial.
Downloading a game.
No.
Why is this so...
Put it all together.
Wait, you keep saying that. System setup.
No.
Well, I put it all together. Connecting to the internet on your 3DS.
Yes.
There we go.
Internet settings.
Oh,
Man.
God.
That's how you know they're talented, when they can just throw a great one away
Yeah,
on
right.
internet settings.
This one comes from Ice Dilbert 6.
Is this first party?
It is not.
Ooh. I like it. What system?
Wii.
Should this be familiar to me?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Turn around. Look. Do I have it?
Oh, it's definitely in this house for sure.
Oh. Well, then why wouldn't it be familiar to me?
In fact, I just looked at it.
I know this.
I think Duke played it too.
Oh, then it's got to be Elebits.
It is.
Really? Nice.
That's why I know it.
I played it. Did you play Rummy?
Yeah, I played Elebits. I loved Elebits. I played the sequel on the DS too.
So that was from Ice Dilbert 6.
Nice.
This is our last song coming up.
It sure is. And it comes to us from Nico Darunia.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Cooking?
No.
Cooking something?
No.
Some sort of training game or something?
No.
Why are you saying it like that? Am I dancing around it?
No.
All right, that bass is screwing me up. Is this DS? Or is it GBA? Or is it-
Wii.
Oh, boy. Was this Thomas the Tank Engine or something? Yeah.
Thomas opening theme on Wii.
Hey, hero.
That's
with
the
rails
opening
version.
theme. Where's the real song? Where's the Thomas theme?
This is the Thomas theme. 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. 6 and 8. Shunting trucks and hauling freight.
No, I'm talking about like wah 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 wah.
Oh, I think that's an older version.
You mean a better version?
I mean, a newer version. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a better version. If you ask somebody to sing the Thomas theme song, they're not doing this thing.
Well, I know this one.
You're a weirdo.
You're
You're a weirdo, bro.
So, let's see.
Two and 4 and 6 and 8. Shunting you feels really great.
All right. Original theme. Sorry, it's just stupid ads. I mean, how'd we do?
You get skip after 5 seconds and you just let it go.
Oh no, what happened?
Now that's Thomas. We got 6. 6 out of 9.
2, then 4, then 6, then 8.
2, then 4, then 6, then 9.
Yeah, this is what you want. That other one's garbage. All right, we got important stuff to do. Ooh. You got something for us to do? Something to come across your desk?
Yeah, this one's a little explicit, so
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen, cover your ears. Deux views. It's never news. Rumor of the week, starring Deux Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to have my little birdsies and my little spideys tell me all the news that's fit to print rumor-wise. And here's one that came across my desk just today. And it's actually, usually these are rumors. This one is true, ladies
What
and gentlemen.
a special occasion.
But like I said, watch your ears because it's sexually explicit.
Watch
So,
your ears.
ladies and gentlemen, we heard about Pikmin 4 and why it took so long. Miyamoto was famously quoted in 2015 saying, quote, that Pikmin 4 was close to completion. When we found out later that the game didn't come out till years and years after, and they asked about it, well, they had to have who was it, Yuji Kondo, come in and set them straight, because Miyamoto would have told them the truth, which is it wasn't Pikmin 4 that was close to completion.
Oh, no.
It was our man himself upending the
no.
tea table and upending use your imaginations. And
Oh, this is a horrible rumor.
yeah, it's
Or
a
true, sorry.
it's a weird rumor.
Hey, listen, it came across your desk. You trust your sources. I trust you.
I'm just trying to keep the people informed.
The people need to know. They want to know what Miyamoto was talking about back then, and now we know.
The people do need to know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
Well-
thank you for listening to yet another and maybe the last Deux View.
Thank you very much, as always,
Fun
do.
of you.
Deux
And
final rumor.
that's it for today's show, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
There you go. After show. You want to do something?
You want me to go get?
You do whatever you want. If you go ahead. I'm not looking for a long after show this time, only because I'm gonna pee.
Oh.
Peace and love. Peace and
Anybody?
love.
Anything they want to talk about?
I get Agatha.
Did you tell a story of this?
Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, only because she's showing. I don't know why she feels the need to show it, but I went on a walk. It was the same day actually when I found Master Chief. Somebody was selling a cookie jar, or I thought they were selling it, and I went home and I told Mom Brain, "You got to get this thing." So we drove over and bought it. It was $5,
Oh wow.
and it's Agatha.
And the people who were selling her told me she's been waiting for it.
I have named it Agatha. Her Agatha. So sorry.
Please be careful.
Oh man, that thing's great.
Beautiful. Selling online for $30 to $40.
Yeah, I looked at like underneath, and she's got like, markings.
Credentials.
Look her up, but she smells.
She's
Like-
Mom Brain's cleaned it a bazillion times. I don't know. It just smells like
It's
old.
like an old
It's an old.
Yeah.
jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a,
So I said we got to give it the Rudy Duty treatment and throw a whole bunch of candles in there and stuff.
Oh,
And
that's
just
the
let
way
him
to do
sit.
it.
isn't she beautiful?
There you go. Joe Shabadoo, I haven't played any more F-099 since the last time I talked about it, but I definitely plan to. Solomon Link, thoughts on FLCL, otherwise known as Fooly Cooley. I'm guessing you mean Shoegaze. I haven't had the chance to watch the first episode. I was so excited to watch it that night, and then I didn't get to because something else happened. So now I was thinking I'll just let all 3 episodes come out and then watch it. But on Patreon, I shared my review of Fooly Cooley Grunge. Anastasia Beaverhazen, thank you for that amazing Agatha GIF, because you were showing off Agatha, and we have Agatha in the chat. Thank you very, very much, Ice Dilbert. I will. I'm very excited to watch Fastlane tonight. Lots of big matches, big things going down. And Ratsuza has shown off their Betty Boop statue that they keep next to a belt for some reason. They say there's a reasonable explanation for why there's a belt, but they haven't shared it. So there you go. That's your after show. Oh, all this we have so much candy in the house.
Well, you've got family coming. They can eat all of it for you.
Yeah, I wish you said something to me because my cousin really good. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games, rest, relax, hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.